Good morning, Brenda. Just getting things set up here. Just a minute. Okay, East Coast. Brenda. Yeah, we're going. We got her. We got it going now. I know, Mia. Why didn't you eat your breakfast, Mia? Okay, I'm back. Here comes my little troubled child here. She just comes waddling over here. Aren't you? You're my little. Can you see her food in the background right there? She didn't eat it. Why don't you eat your breakfast? Huh? Yeah, I know. Come on over here. Eat your breakfast. Come here. Come here. Come here. Eat. Boom. Eat your breakfast. At dinner time, she's all over it.
What's up, Paul?
Hey, how you doing, Joe?
I'm not.
You're
I'm
not?
upset. I'm upset.
What are you upset about?
Got a notice yesterday. Uh, got a notice yesterday from our apartment complex. It says, attention, effective immediately, any new tenants as well as those who renew following December 2024. You will be required, accordance with your lease contract, to have renter's liability insurance, minimum $100,000.
Yeah.
So I've got an insurance policy anyway,
Yeah.
and I think mine's like 30,000.
Yeah,
But
but
they,
the hundred
I've
thousand
got it
won't cost you that much more.
for 100,000.
Yeah, but it won't cost you that much more on your policy.
Well, I hope not.
I
don't
think
think
I
it
think
will.
you'll be surprised that it might cost you maybe $7 or $8, $9.
It might be. That's what I'm thinking. But that's bullshit. You know what they're doing that for? And then wait, this is the best part. The best part, it says, and then the insurance must list them as an additional interest.
Well, that's just legalese. I'm sure that your insurance company is going to say, "Don't worry about it, Joe. We got it covered." You know.
Yeah, because what they're doing is for the people downstairs. That's what it's for. So if they get flooded, they'll be able to go to the insurance that I'm paying and get money for it.
Yeah.
I think that's illegal.
Well, what you want to do is talk to your insurance company. You're probably going to find that because of everything that happened on the East Coast, everybody's everybody's scrambling to cover all their bases, and all of them have attorneys that have a better idea, you know.
Yeah.
And so you, as the little guy, they know you're not going to hire an attorney to fight them. So,
You don't know that. You know, I don't think, I'll be honest with you, it might cost me $40 more, maybe.
maybe.
I'm thinking it might not even cost that, you know. But I'll call them. I'll call them Monday and find out how much. Because I'm due in December to renew.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that money comes in before December. Then I could tell them stick it.
That's the question I have, Joe. Why the hell is it taking so long for them to decide to send you some money?
No, it's not just me. Everybody, like I said, a month ago, there was 62 claims settled out of 320,000. So it's might take 2 years, 3 years. Supposed to go to the court now. We're just going to see how it's all tied up in paperwork.
Crazy. You know, there's a case of if you got enough of those people that are waiting,
Yeah.
get yourself a high-powered attorney firm and sue the shit out of the government.
Well, that's what we got. It's a high-powered attorney firm.
Well, they're not doing their job.
They're doing they're doing it according to how it's written right now. You know. So we'll see. We'll see. All I know is me yelling about it ain't gonna make a difference.
Well, here's my question is, okay, if they're dragging their feet, okay? If you die, does your son get the money?
My kids
Or
get
do
the
you
money.
have to be alive to get the money?
No, it goes to my family.
Okay.
So I'm not worried about that part.
Speaking of which, how's he doing getting his new job?
Interview next week.
Ah.
We got an interview with St. Tammany next week.
Probably the department he's working for now, somebody's head's going to roll up if they lose all these people.
Probably not. Hey, Lance, Brenda,
Not
Joel,
not unless they got a connection. Lance, how you
Ryan.
doing? Brenda was here right on the spot this morning.
She's always here on time.
Yep. On Fox News, they got thousands and thousands of people waiting for the Trump rally.
He's going back to where he got shot, Butler.
Yep. Well, it's nice, cool, and sunny. So, Butler, Pennsylvania. Yep. Tons of people.
Yeah, it's more than she gets.
Good morning, JDS. Skyfly. How you doing? Lance checked in from up. I think he's up on his house up the weekend house. I could be wrong because I know they share it amongst the family.
He didn't say yesterday whether they're going up there. The cabin on the lake.
Yeah. What do you want? I'll be right back, Joe. You just seem to bug the shit out of me when I'm doing online. What the hell's that all about?
Go. Oh, I slept good last night and I'm still tired. What's up, Justin? What's up? Stop. No. Go. You got stuff. Go. Call the vet and tell him to take you. Call a dog catcher and tell him come get you. Go.
Hey, Justin. I was doing the usual, Justin. You know how that is when you got pupper dogs. They always start bugging you when you're doing something, right?
Yeah, I'm about to call a vet. I'm call a pound, so I'm just gonna pick them up. And we got 3 stray dogs out in the yard.
I don't believe that for a minute.
They're gonna catch you in the net. They're gonna put you in a net in a cage. Go.
Justin, how you doing today? No Soundy. No Mikey.
Yeah, one of these days you're gonna get him a good computer, good mic.
Yeah, or up his equipment to the
Quit shop.
21st century,
Yeah, quit shopping at Temu.
He's back off again.
Yeah.
Lance says, 3 stray dogs and a Nevada tube. Come pick them up.
Yeah.
They want some of your food, I think.
Not getting any. You got your stuff already, Smo. Go.
You know what they're telling you, don't you? Yeah, but your stuff is better than our stuff.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, the sad part of it is, Joe, is that our animals can smell for miles, where you and I don't smell anything unless we're right next to it, So if you think you're going to slyly eat something, it ain't going to happen because they smelled it before you did. I can't imagine having that kind of a smell capacity because that would drive you crazy.
Yeah.
Smell a dog walking down the street or smell a girl walking on the sidewalk a block away, she's got cologne on.
Yeah. I used to have a Cocker Spaniel, black Cocker Spaniel, and he'd go stand by the fence and he'd stick his nose in the air. And about once a month, he'd see him getting a little frisky in the backyard because he'd be smelling something. And then he'd climb the fence and he'd leave. And he'd come back about a week later.
Really?
Come back with a whole new attitude. But he'd take off, just take off on us.
He climbed the fence.
We did everything. He knew how to get around the fence. And then we found out, we watched him climb the fence. Climbed up to the top, turned around, climbed back down.
Wow. That was an amazing dog.
This dog, when we had to put him down, he had a ruptured hernia.
Oh.
We found him one day laying on the ground, and he had a hernia ruptured. And we put him down that day. And he was 18 years old.
Was he awake when you put him down?
Yeah.
That's the hardest part because I put down a whole bunch of dogs because I used to rescue them and I'd get the older dogs. And as soon as I go to the vet, they'd have Kleenexes ready for me and everything. And,
oh, yeah.
I'd love them and stroke them until they were gone,
It's hard. Yeah, he'd take off at least once a week. He'd leave. I mean, about once a month he'd take off, and it'd be 3 or 4 days he'd come back.
Wow.
And then my brother had one, Shadow. He didn't have a fence, and in the neighborhood nobody really had fences. So what he'd do is he'd let him out and he'd go out in the backyard and come right back in. But some days he'd take off down the street, and he was the same thing, Cocker Spaniel. And he'd come back with a chicken leg.
There
Or
we
he'd
go.
come back with a piece of pizza, where neighbors would give him,
Justin, you got it figured out now?
Yeah, Zoom for some reason wasn't letting my audio come through. It was picking my mic up, but it just wasn't registering it.
You've got to push that red button.
I did. I hit the leave button. I had to reset Zoom. Once I reset it, it worked fine. So it was picking up all my microphones. It just wasn't registering like they weren't working. And I've had that issue with Zoom quite a few times over the last month.
Yep,
I've
JDS,
had to
you're
do
right.
that.
They can sniff everything. Smell for miles. Yep.
Yep.
The yeah, I can't imagine if I had that ability, it'd drive me
What's up, Joel?
crazy.
What's up, Joel, Dusty, JDS, Lance? What are you guys talking about?
Well, we're talking
talking
about
about dog
how a
smell.
dog can smell for miles.
Loki, stop.
Dogs don't even have close to the
Wait.
strong. You know, pigs have an even stronger nose than dogs
Yeah.
do. There's animals out there that have way stronger noses than
Well, it's
dogs.
like Joe was saying that there was a dog. He had a dog that would all of a sudden he'd start sniffing the air, and way before anybody came around, I could smell him coming.
I think he was smelling other dogs and heat down the block, and that's the way it was going.
And you know what, Justin, that
What?
dog could climb the fence.
Yeah.
He'd climb
Oh,
up
yeah.
to the top of the fence, flop
You
over,
turn around and go
then
back down.
climb down again.
Yeah, some dogs are smart like that. My uncle's dog used to short out the dog fence. He figured out that if he buried the corner of the fence, it would short it out, and he'd be able to crawl under the fence without getting
Yeah.
shot. His dog figured that shit out on its own.
Yeah.
He would go to the corner of the fence and he would pile up dirt up on the wire until it would ground the wire, and then he would crawl under the fence. Don't ask me how the
That's
fuck
funny.
that dog figured that out, but he did.
That's
That
funny.
dog was
That is a good dog.
he was a master escape artist, I'll tell you that.
Yep. It's like my little one here, Cleo.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I remember that day I came in and I had groceries, and I put the groceries down and closed the door, and I turned around and Tina was on there, and I looked. I said, "Where's Cleo?" And I said, "Where's Cleo?" Like that, and I heard her scratching on the door. I turned around and she busted her ass back in. She said, "Oh hell no, I'm not going out."
So you shut her out?
Yeah, she went past me and I didn't see her. And I closed the door, and she's scratching on the door to come back in because we're in the middle of the summer, like in August, like 100 degrees outside. She said, "Oh hell no, I know where I have to go." But she won't go out the door unless you have a leash on her. She won't walk out the door unless you put a leash on her. See,
Really?
Tina, if that door's cracked, he'll knock the door open to get out to go because he likes to ride in the car.
Brenda.
Yeah, Mia
Uh,
Mia's the same way. She loves to go in the car, and if I'm heading, like if I grab my drone case and I head for the door, she's right there.
Didn't see you up there, Brenda. What's up?
And what he'll
Missed you
do
in the
though,
chat.
I was out there one day and he got out on my son. I was out by my car, standing by my car, and he got out on my son, and it was funny. You know how you look at something you don't recognize it fast. I looked over. This is about 5-6 years ago. Looked over and I seen this dog running. I said, "Oh shit, that's Tino." When I realized it, and I just looked at him. He ran, and the way I've trained him here is we walk the sidewalk, and he knows not to go off the sidewalk into the street.
So he was running down the sidewalk following your
He was
car?
running down the sidewalk, and he ran the whole sidewalk, ran around the sidewalk, ran over to me, and jumped up in my arms because he wanted to go for a ride. And there were cars passing by,
Wow.
you know.
Yeah, it's like Justin says, they're some dogs are really smart in different ways, you know.
Yeah, I used to walk them. I haven't walked them in a long time because I got 3. I can't do 3. I used to walk them out there, and we get near the edge of the curb, and I'd stop, and they'd stop and they'd look up at me. And I said, you gotta look for a car. I said, look that way. And they both looked the other way. And I said, okay, there's no car coming, look the other way. And they looked the other way. And if there was a car coming, I said, we gotta wait for the car to go. The car would pass. I said, okay, look again. They look again. I said, can we go? And they look up at me and we go, you know? But I had it to where if they saw a car coming, they stopped. You never know when one of them can get off of, because Tino's pulled away from me one day and came out of his harness. And I'm big about hand gestures with training them with that.
Yeah.
And I was doing, I can't remember what happened, but when he got out of the harness, he started to take off and he looked at me and I stuck my finger up like that. And he stopped and sat.
Stop right in place, huh?
He stopped and sat and I said, stay. I walked over and I just put the harness back on him. But he listened to me, he stopped. Because he was ready to take off. You could see it. And all he was going to do is run around in the grass, you know, but then I got to go chase his ass.
Yeah.
And I ain't chasing, I don't even chase that girl across the hall.
You'd like to.
Man, she'll come over eventually. If she keeps looking at this dad bod, she come over. So Justin, this thing in the Gulf of Mexico is now they're saying
Yeah,
could turn into a hurricane.
yeah, that's a 70% chance now. I was watching last night.
Yeah, and they say it's going right over to Tampa.
Yep, I'll be right over my area. I'm right between Tampa and Orlando, and they're saying it's gonna.
Well,
If it's the current path and it doesn't change, then it would be
well,
hitting
you know,
us.
Camilla and Joe said that if you get hit really bad by a hurricane, you can get $750.
I didn't say
Because
that.
the-
That bitch said that.
Because the way the track is showing, at least from what I was watching last night, it would show it coming up like right through here. Which we're right here, so we're not too far from there. I mean, we definitely get the brunt of it. That's supposed to be Wednesday if it does hit. So,
Yeah, I mean they got it coming right across you.
yeah, I've been keeping an eye on it.
Yeah, look,
Now,
that
do
would
you
be
have
Wednesday.
do you have a lot of big trees around you?
Yep, got one right next to the house that did not get dealt with that should have been dealt with months
Yeah,
ago.
that's the look at that's at least a hurricane, at least a one.
Yeah, like I said, if it keeps a current track, I'm not gonna worry about
That's
it for a
108
couple days.
hours. 102 hours is right there. 96 hours is right there.
We'll wait and see
That's
what it
going
does.
that's going right through you.
And so I'm not gonna worry about it till a couple days beforehand. So
Yeah.
I'll start worrying about it on like Tuesday.
You'll know Monday morning where it's going.
Brandy?
Well, you're gonna be in class, aren't you?
No, because if they're having a tracking by Monday, they're gonna end up closing everything. Everything will get closed down, so.
Yep. Hey, man, Randy.
They usually close so that if say a hurricane's gonna hit Friday, they'll usually close the schools Wednesday. If they know for sure, because they want families to have enough time if they want to leave, they can.
Yeah.
So usually they'll give you like a 2-day head start on getting out if you want to get out.
Do a lot of people head out when they get a hurricane warning?
I don't, just depends.
Really depends.
That's an individual choice at that point, because even people will stay in areas that are mandatory evacuation. They'll still stay because nobody's going door to door forcing people out. You know, they'll just tell you, hey, it's mandatory evacuation. It's gonna get really bad in this area, but that don't mean everybody always listens. Some people will stay anyway. So, and like Brenda said too, yeah, they use the schools as shelters, so they got to have time to get them together.
Well, I know Brenda and her husband have been working really hard to get everything all straightened up after the last one.
Well, Hannah
East
got a
Coast
blue
says
dress
that
on
his
today.
area is just calling for rain Sunday through Thursday.
Yeah, Dusty will get mostly just the. I don't know. He might get a little bit of it, but it's not gonna. It's gonna be like when we just went through the last one. It's just gonna be really mild, a little bit of winds and rain.
So the hardest hit areas of Florida probably are going to be pissed off, right?
What do you mean?
Well, they're going to get a double whack.
No, it's gonna be a little lower.
Oh, is
No,
it?
it's gonna be lower. It's gonna be my area that gets hit if it stays on the current.
Gonna go
track
over the
that
middle of the
predicting.
state, not the top.
Hey, watch. Let me show you. So this is where it hit last time. Was right up here.
Okay.
This time it's going right here. If it stays on the current track, that's, if it does
So
nothing.
it's going lateral across the state.
Yeah,
Right,
straight across.
and it will go right like between Tampa and Orlando is what their track is. It'll be right in here.
Wow. And where do
And
you
I'm
live?
right, and I'm right here. So I'm dead in the path of it if it stays on that track.
You're on the worst side too.
Glue your wig on, you'll be fine.
Hey, David.
I'm not really worried about it as much as I am that fucking tree outside that should have been cut down months ago. But it's not my
Yeah.
tree to cut. And I said something about cutting it, and I was told no because it was put there by God. Stupid bullshit I ever heard. When I made the suggestion it be trimmed back and cut
Well,
down
God
months
may
ago.
pick it up, may pluck it out.
They ain't put it through her fucking bedroom window. It ain't coming through mine.
Yeah, they got this thing going in right at Fort Myers.
That was your neighbor?
Oh, it's her mom said that.
Oh, your mother-in-law.
The one that runs around screaming everything's the devil trying to get her. Sounds just like fucking Bobby Boucher's mom half the time. Everything
Almost
that goes bad,
commitment time, it sounds to me.
everything that goes bad, it's the devil's out to try to get her. The devil's trying to get
It
her.
wasn't like this before Justin moved in.
So, David, how are you doing?
I'm all right. Nothing a murder couldn't fix.
So when does Laura come home?
Monday.
All the way until Monday. Got another 2 days.
I actually think she's actually planned this. As soon as she
Yeah.
got the opportunity, because she knew Preston were playing Burnley today.
And why would the
Yeah.
governor want to hit his own state, Randy, and cause more money out of his budget? That doesn't make any sense. What would be the point of that? Yeah, that's pretty far fetched, bro. I'm agreeing with you on that one.
Yeah, they got conspiracy theories saying that they were seeding the hurricane and bringing it towards North Carolina to the Republican areas.
Oh, we've
mean,
had that
especially-
this week.
What's
We've had
that,
all these
David?
conspiracy theories. Give me that
What's
bloody
that?
microphone. Fucking birds keep nicking the microphone, little bastards. Every time I turn around, it's been moved back over there. Yes, we've had these conspiracy theories. Apparently, the government have seeded rain clouds off the coast of
So,
England
Dre,
right, to bring more metals to the planet and resources to the UK. And I'm like, great, because we need some more aluminium for our hats.
Okay, I thought you meant governor because of the Florida, but okay, I get what you're saying, the government.
Government.
Well, technically, the government did have, the Air Force had this program that was claimed to be, and the Air Force did put out a statement years ago. It was like back in 2010 or something. They put out a statement, said they wanted to have total weather control by 2025 or 2026. And it was that, what was that antenna array that was up in Alaska? They used to shoot beam like they used to shoot high energy up in the atmosphere.
Yeah.
What was the name of it? I can't think of the name of the program. I mean, there is some truth behind they actually had programs trying to do that. Whether they were successful or not, I don't know.
Right.
And
They
why they
can,
would run storms into your own country is beyond me. That
Right.
makes no fucking sense.
they have tested this and they have created rainstorms in the Middle East, in the deserts.
Yeah, that's just
However,
right. That's
it's
just
not
seeding, though.
completely controllable because once the wind gets hold of it, once you've started the rain, once the wind gets hold of it, you have no control where it's going.
Yeah, it's just that's just cloud seeding. That's nothing
Yeah, that's the
extensive.
only thing they can do.
No, the type of shit I'm talking about was the Air Force was actually working on programs where they actually could like create a tornado or create a hurricane out of nowhere. Like that's the kind of shit that they were trying to do. I
Some
just
of the
can't.
what speed some of these planes can fly, if they can get them to spin round, and go back the other way, I'm sure that'll create a tornado.
Just can't think of the damn name of that program that they did.
But I don't think anybody wants to create tornadoes. Well, they shouldn't want to anyway. Because they're unpredictable.
Wow. It's showing a house going down the river
Uh-huh.
in North Carolina, and there's a telephone pole, right? It hits the telephone pole, and the telephone pole cuts it in half.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. The one where it splits it and the current's
Yeah.
just pushing it like
Yeah.
through a bandsaw.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Okay, so the Air Force has notified Congress that it intends to close down HARP. That was the name of it. A controversial Alaskan-based research facility that studies an energetic and active region of the upper atmosphere. And that's where people were linking, saying they were trying to do weather control. Now, whether that's exactly what they were doing, I think that's was probably a little bit of the conspiracy behind it. But I don't know. That was a program I was thinking of, though. It was HARP. They were shooting like radio or what is it, microwaves
Yeah, microwave.
they were shooting them up in the atmosphere, concentrating it in specific spots. Operation Popeye, what?
That sounds good, Randy. I think we'll get some Popeye fried chicken today. Love that chicken from Popeye.
Yeah, I think they tried cloud seeding, and I want to say I think they tried that in California. It didn't really work that well. But the Middle East, a lot of the rich Arab countries now, they just started building desalinization plants anyway. They're just pumping in water from the sea now. Honestly, that's what California could do to get rid of their drought problem. If they just dropped all the stupid regulations and bullshit that state has to have for everything, they could put a couple desalination plants on the coast and start pumping water and refilling aquifers and shit.
Well, it's strange we're talking about this. It's just popped up on my Facebook feed that a bridge that they were building in Preston, where I'm originally from, was washed
What's
away
up,
by the
Jason?
river during the floods on Monday. And now now they've got to re-dredge the water in next summer after salmon feeding season. Which means Penwitham is now cut off from Preston.
Yeah, we might, Brenda, but at least we would get it done here. If Florida wanted to build a plant like that, they'd have it up and running within a year or two. I guarantee it. California, it'd take them 10 years just to argue out the plans. And then another 5 years to issue permits for it.
Oh, by the way, Justin, Amazon's found a new way to piss me off.
Yeah.
But
Well, at 2 o'clock this morning, I ordered some nuts and bolts off Amazon because I'm going to build a new set of drawers. And I ordered them at 2 o'clock this morning. They arrived at 7:05 this morning.
oh, what were they?
Nuts and bolts.
Yeah.
I was expecting them, later this evening because normally if you buy them for same day delivery, it normally takes them like 12 hours. But now someone decided I'll pick them up on the way through and just drop them off on my first job.
Yeah, I wish I could get same day shipping on Amazon stuff. We're too spread out for that though.
Yeah, 2 o'clock is our cut off. Yeah, the same day, but normally,
Really?
2 o'clock in the afternoon.
I've never heard of water restrictions in Florida. I didn't know that, Brenda. Never knew that was a thing here. Because like in our area, dude, we got like, I'm in the chain of lakes. We got like lakes full of fucking water we could use if it was an emergency. I didn't even know that was an issue here. All the rain and stuff. Guess it's not a big enough problem for them to want to deal with. As we've never had any water restrictions in my area. You guys not getting a lot of rain where you're at, Brenda? Mainly for irrigation.
Yeah. Provide us a couple of buckets, we'll send you some.
I know all the houses here have actually 2 different meters for water. We got one for fresh water for in the house, and you got one for reclaimed water outside. So I always told Tim when he would always talk about when we were younger, we drank out of the hose. Not here, you don't. Unless you want to be drinking half filtered shit water. This is exactly what you're going to be drinking. It's going to taste like shit, literally.
Yeah, I've seen people over here drink out the hot water tap, and it's like you do realize the cold water is your fresh running water, straight through the pipe, straight to the tap. When it's in your hot water, it's going into that tank and it's getting heated up, and then going cold and heated up, and the bottom of it will never get replaced. It will always be there, so you don't drink that. That's why we have a hot tap and a cold tap. People
See,
still
like
it's like, ugh.
See, like in California, where my dad's house was, he had a well that went down to the Mojave River, which was about 400 feet below the ground. Below ground. And that water was because it went through all that, through the desert shit underneath the ground, the way it would go through, and it was naturally filtered. Dude, that water would come out tasting like bottled water, like better than bottled water. And it would always be ice cold because it was so deep in the ground. And it would just come up ice cold out of the tap. Oh my God, yeah, I miss that water. That water tasted so good. Like that water tasted good enough where you could literally bottle your own water out of that well, and people would have bought it. He didn't have to like do any kind of like chlorine treatments or anything like other people usually had to do on wells. But the water that comes out of people's wells out there, as long as they got don't have a nasty old system that's all really old and just gross, the water comes out tasting perfect.
Here you go, Joe. Jimmy Dean's breakfast burritos.
There you go.
I'm not a fan of frozen breakfast burritos. I think they taste like
Have you tried
garbage.
the Jimmy Dean's?
Yeah, I don't like them. I think they
Look,
taste.
Be
Stop.
right back. Shut up, Joe. Shut up, Justin, before I answer it.
David, what?
Yeah. Yeah, that house, that if it stays on the market that I do buy
Yeah.
is near Abita, Louisiana, and Abita Springs is a place that they bottle the water from the spring up there. And when you get up in that area, it's got a groundwater well, and they're saying it's coming out the same spring, and it's the same water that they bottle with, basically.
Oh, bottled water. Like I said, there's some natural places you can go and some people's wells. Like around here, though, if you don't have some kind of filter on your water, if you were to have a well, it would smell like that sulfur smell. You know what I'm saying? Because of all the type
Yeah.
of land around here.
Yeah, the water. I've tasted water from up there, and it's just like getting it out of a bottle.
Yeah, that's what I said. That was one thing growing up in my dad's house, man, is just the water was so fresh. You could drink right out of the hose. Like I said, it always
Yeah.
came out the tap ice cold. Like it'd be cold as shit coming out the tap.
Yep.
Because my dad's well, if I remember, it was right under 400 feet. I think it was like 396 feet or something was the depth of it.
Less than 1% of the homes in that Appalachian area have flood insurance.
I can't imagine people that maybe just got married and just settling in, all of a sudden lose everything.
All the people that have been in and old are losing everything.
Oh, like I said, Jason, around here you don't want to drink out of the hose because that's all reclaimed water. So it's like half filtered from the county or city, whatever. And still has some sewage particulates in it that are considered good for irrigation, like for plants and stuff. They don't filter all the nasty shit out of it. Some of it's still got some of that in there. That actually can make you sick if you drink out of the hose here. Like I said, we got 2 water meters on on all the houses here in my area. One's for your fresh water, one's for your irrigation. You have 2 different water lines running into your house. I don't know if it's like that across the board in Florida. I just know that's what they do here in my county. So we used to go out and mark the gas lines, the water company always had to come out and mark two different lines. They had to do the fresh water line and the reclaimed water line. They'd have to mark two different lines.
Did you have your 2 pieces of stick, checking for water?
Yeah,
I like Florida Daughters in the Tampa area. So she's not far from me, then about an hour from me. Tampa's not too. If it was like 2 in the morning and the highways were empty, I could probably get to Tampa in like 40 minutes. But during the daytime, it'd probably take me an hour, hour and 20. Depending on how bad traffic was. Same with Orlando. I can get to Orlando. If it was 2 o'clock in the morning and there was nobody on the highways, yeah, I can get to Orlando in like 40 minutes. Just hauling ass down getting down 27, getting on I-4 and just hauling ass. I can get there in no time. But I-4 is always at a fucking standstill crawl that during the daytime, God, I hate going down I-4.
hey, Justin,
Uh,
on Art's show last night, right? He's got a grab bag that one of the guys sent to him. What's up, Ron? One of the guys
Hey.
sent to him, and what he does is he reaches in there and grabs a random item and gives it away on the stream, right? He reached in there last night, comes up with a crack pipe.
What?
Yeah. He had a crack pipe he gave away last night.
Find me a
the-
timestamp and
the-
put the link in the chat.
I'll find it. But it said hashtag glass pipe. I went hashtag hell no.
God. Did it actually look like a marijuana pipe or an actual crack pipe? Because the
It was a
crack
crack pipe.
pipes are usually the small, slender ones.
It was
They don't have an
it was a marijuana pipe.
Usually they'll be long, slender, and have a really tiny bowl at the end. Where marijuana pipes are usually big ass bowl at the end.
Yeah, this was. I'll find it for you.
What you been up to, Ron?
Just working. Like, go out and start guiding today. Got hunters coming in from Pennsylvania. So I head up to the lodge this morning. And Johnny, how are you making out with all the wetness down there?
Well, I'm
Johnny.
Not Johnny, Joe. Sorry.
good. Well, I'm good. We didn't get that much.
No. We're down to our last couple of fire, but this one up in Paul, you remember the day I went hiking
Yep.
up and fell through the ice and boogered up my ankle?
Yep.
Shut up, Randy.
Here is what it looks like up there right now.
Oh my.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, we got some major fires going still. So we've been doing for the last month, 6 weeks, dealing with these fires.
And that doesn't even, and looking at that picture, it almost looks like clouds more than it does smoke. That's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, it's bad.
Yeah, that looks pretty bad.
Yeah, Justin, I put that link in there. It's at 102.
Yeah.
102.27.
How close, Ron, did you guys get to the actual fires?
This one I have not gone up to. This is about an hour and a half away from me. Not far. We certainly are getting the smoke here for sure, because winds are generally out of the west. So yeah, we're getting the smoke and nastiness. I was trying to think. I was looking at the latest updates, trying to find. That was 3 days ago, that picture.
Are they noticing any change in the wildlife as far as their habits or whatever?
Yeah, you know, the one gal I know lives up right in that town. She was telling me that here, look at this one, Justin. This one's
Yeah.
um
Oh, by the way,
there's
Joe, I
been a
got
big
that.
change. Paul, the magpies are chain smoking.
but yeah, they say they're scattering, you know. They said that Fish and Wildlife has shut down hunting right now. Here's another view from somebody
Holy
flying in a plane. That's just one area. They got a lot of timber there, so those fires are big. Yeah,
Yeah, it is. Looks like a fucking volcano going off.
it does. Yeah, they say it's up to about 50,000 acres right now, and it's 0% contained.
Oh, by the
Hmm.
way, Joe, I have a very similar pipe to that one in my memory box.
Really?
When's rain season, Ron?
Did you hear what David said, Ron?
No, I'm sorry, David. Say again.
Yeah, when's rain season?
I don't know. I can't remember the last time it rained here. I honestly can't. It's been weeks, months.
We need
That's
to go back to the start of this stream then and start planting some clouds.
yeah. Yeah.
It
No, we are
does so
hurting
bad.
severely for. I haven't mowed my grass in 2 months. It's all dead. No. Yeah, it's bad. Oh, goddamn turkey, go away.
Hmm.
They're all huddled outside my window.
Hey, November's next month. There you go.
I really do
Yes.
think that Facebook are listening in because a couple of minutes ago I asked Laura, yeah, how Welsh Rob is. And then Facebook recommend this to me. This might explain where he is.
Hmm.
What? Do you need one right now?
There he is, getting it.
What the hell is
They'll,
that?
they'll find him one eventually.
Who is that?
It's just a random feed that came up on my Facebook, but I'd just been speaking to Laura, asked her how Welsh Rob was because I've not spoken to him for ages, and that came up on my feed.
Yeah, the other thing, Paul, I think I'm going to stop feeding the deer. I had a little tragedy here the other day. Come outside. Mama was off to the left of the porch. And when I opened up the door, little one was laying on the porch. Matter of fact, here's the picture. I don't know whether you guys can see this or not. There's the
Yeah.
little one laying there. It's laying on the porch. Now you see how those spindles on the deck railing?
Yeah,
Well, I had come out 2 or 3 times. Well, first time the little one got a little nervous, but I walked right by it, stayed there. Well, then like the third time I walked by, it just turned around and looked at me and saw that I walked to my car. And as I'm pulling away in the car, I look, deer's like, yeah, see you, man. So I go into town, run some errands, and 45 minutes later, I get a call from my neighbor saying, you might want to come home. There's a deer, and I think it's dead hanging out of your porch. I'm like, what? I come flying back home, and sure enough, that little one, something must have spooked it. But instead of going back out the way it came in, it tried to jump through the railing and got stuck. And I think those spindles kind of compressed its chest and didn't allow it to breathe properly. And sure enough, it was lying there dead, hanging from the railing.
Oh dear.
I'm like, oh shit.
that's
So
too bad. That's too bad.
Yeah, so I called the game warden just to be careful because I never get traffic here. Now all of a sudden it's like an interstate. People are driving by like, oh, look, Ron has a dead deer hanging out of his porch. So I called game warden and said, what should I do? So, but he's glad I notified him. He said, yeah, you did the right thing and you were safe about it. And he knows me because I've had to use him before when I guide. I
Oh,
catch.
you look at,
Say again, Justin.
oh, I was gonna tell David, look what I got. See?
Jamie
Oh, you
Dodd,
got some.
And
Tim
They're
Tam.
Australian. Yeah, Australian.
yeah, no, I told Dominic I was gonna try those because everybody keeps
Yeah.
saying they're really good. I don't know what Tim's talking about. He said you bite the end off and use it as a straw. Where does that look
Yeah.
like anything like it's a straw?
But I'll tell you what they are.
Hollow down the middle?
No, they're not.
No,
I'll
it
tell
looks
you
like
what
a
they are.
cookie.
You may have these over here. They're called penguins bars. Made by McVitie's.
I don't know how you're supposed to eat one of these like a straw or use it as a straw.
You can't.
I noticed you get the candy out and the kids start coming by, Justin.
Well, I did see that he had a packet of Maltesers in his hand.
No.
That's what they call
Oh yeah, yeah.
That's what they call
those are-
Maltesers over here. Maltesers.
They're just Whoppers, what we call Whoppers over here. Same
Yeah.
exact thing.
What did Tim send you some stuff, Justin?
No, I got these at Publix here
Oh.
in town.
Oh,
Make sure Sarah gets the Jammy Dodgers.
You just tried one. She fucking loves them, she said.
hmm.
But no, Tim told me you could use these Tim Tams as a straw. There's no way. They're like a full-on fledged cookie. How the fuck do you suck up milk through them?
Well, you
I don't
gotta
know what he's
consider the
talking
source,
about.
you know?
You got yeah, that's what I was gonna say. You just remember who said that, you know?
No, I'm just confused. Is their Tim Tams different in Australia?
No, they're exactly the same.
Then how the fuck would you eat it like a straw? Use it as a straw? Because look at the picture.
He's
Does that look like you could suck up milk through it?
Well,
don't
maybe
be-
he could.
I bet you any money,
Yeah,
because you get so many different types, there'll be a hollow one. Or it'll have marshmallow in or something.
I don't know. Maybe you can. Maybe it goes up through the soft part looking of the cookie. I don't know. I'm confused by that when Tim told me you could use
Yeah,
it as a
it'll be
straw,
different.
actually.
I think, like over here with the penguins, there's like 30 different varieties.
Well, no, I don't want a straw. He told me that you could bite off the end of each one and suck milk up through it, and it's supposed to taste really good. That's what I was told, but I don't.
Well,
I'll
the only
try
thing
it
you
and
can
see,
do
but
is try it.
yeah, I'll try it and see. It just the look of it doesn't make sense like that would even work. But
He's just
whatever.
trying to clip you, sucking on a candy bar. That's what he's doing.
Tim don't want to watch me eat.
No, that's the last thing
That's-
Tim wants.
Yeah, and last time I decided to take a whole Twinkie down my throat, I grossed him out really bad. And when I went all slow with it, I was like,
Yeah,
"Oh."
when you did this.
I shoved the Twinkie in my throat and grossed him out. Yeah, Tim did not like that very much.
Tim does not like people eating on streams, and I don't blame him.
Why?
Because some people on streams have chewed with their mouths open and
Well, what
Tim
do you
thinks it's
do?
gross.
What do you do if you go out to dinner with people? You have blindfolders on? What you know?
Yeah.
no, it's people's couth when they're eating on stream. There have been some people that it doesn't bother me, but I have noticed chew with their mouths wide open. And that's what grosses them out.
Yeah. Right. We was talking about the parrot yesterday. And we was talking about the talking bird.
Oh yeah. The one that Donald got.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
What if it-
we was talking about the African grey that could talk.
Right.
Well, Laura's brothers just sent me this.
Excuse me? Don't talk like that. It's rude.
Oh, just a minute.
Proving to my wife.
Excuse me? Don't talk like that. It's rude. Okay? Just zip it. Shut your fucking hole. You know. You better not. Excuse me? I hope to God you're not talking to me like that. Are you hearing me? I hear you. Fucking moron. Oh my. Let the birds out. Chirp, 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 chirp.
Seriously?
It's a lover. Sexy undercover. She call me Mr. Bombastic.
Tell the puppy you love him. I love him.
Oh, I love this one.
You're so cute. Mwah. What happened? Oh my goodness. Hi. What's wrong? Huh?
Excuse me? Don't talk like that. It's rude.
Oh dear.
Huh.
Now you
You're
know
making
why I'm not an
jambalaya.
African grey.
Birds like that are pretty expensive, aren't they?
Yeah, a couple of grams for an African grey.
Whew. Ouch.
Oh, this is a news story over here. It's just popped up on Facebook. A man broke into a woman's house, did her washing, cooked her a meal, hung the washing out, hoovered up, tidied up, and left a note saying, sorry, I couldn't finish the jobs. And then broke into someone else's house and tried doing the same, but he got caught. And he's been sentenced to 8 months in prison and told to keep his cell tidy. Why
That's
would you
kinda
break into
crazy.
someone's house and do the tidying up? And you couldn't figure
Listen.
it. You come round here. There you go. Could only happen in Wales.
That's about creepy.
Here's TJ.
TJ.
A booga booga.
Booga booga.
Let's hear it for TJ.
What's up, Ron? Did you go get you a buffalo this morning?
An antelope.
Or an antelope, I meant.
Yeah, we'll get that tomorrow. I meet the hunter today.
Oh, that's cool.
Hunter or hunters, I'm not sure which. Sometimes we get 2 people. We find out when I get up to the lodge who I'm with and where I'm going.
Yeah. You enjoying your candy there, Justin, that you got? Where'd Justin go? Is he still there?
No, I'm not eating candy at the moment. I haven't tried them yet. I'm eating breakfast.
Oh.
Now this was the best. Hold on, let me.
Oh yeah, that was. I remember. I've seen that. That is pretty good.
This is the best one. Watch this bird fucking just go off on this video.
Side here. I think we got it. I think we got it, Carla. We got it. That's the best thing that's ever happened. Oh, you don't like those cages either, hey? That's what it needs. Another one. These cages shouldn't even be in production, right? We've made this cage. We've made this cage good enough. Exactly. We can throw it exactly where it belongs, right, Pebble?
Run.
Jeez.
But now I forgot why he was he trying to prove a point or something to
No,
He's getting the bird a
what
new
was
cage.
the reason
the
He
story
got the bird
gets
a new cage.
the story gets muddled around. The actual guy took the bird in as a rescue and it was living in that small cage when he rescued it. And then a couple of weeks later, when he had the money, he went to board in a new cage and then decided to jump on it just to see the bird's reaction, and it went off on one.
Oh.
Well,
Yeah,
that's
that's-
kind of the bird. You know, just because he was caged in a small cage, that was his home. That was his security.
Yeah.
He's not. The
Yeah.
bird weren't complaining. The bird was happy.
He was. No, he was saying "fuck the cage," is what he was saying. It's hard.
It was happy he was getting a new cage.
Hey, Ron.
Yeah.
Good thing your animals out there don't talk to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I bet he's had a few conversations with that bird when drunk.
I can imagine that doe's mother give you hell. You know?
Oh,
that would be hilarious if the bear
Ron
just
would be-
started opening his mouth, just started talking. That'd be hilarious.
No,
Ron would
I
be
missed-
zeroing in on a bear, and the bear say, "You want a piece of meat?"
Yeah.
No, Ron, I missed part of that conversation. You were talking about the deer. So it actually got stuck in your railings and died.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hung itself
Yeah.
Wow.
because he was
Pretty
able
much,
to
yeah.
poke his head through and then got twisted
Yeah.
and the more he struggled, the more twisted it got. He couldn't get out.
When
It
I
goes to show.
when I found him, he was like hanging out of those spindles, and like he was clear. He was like 75% of the way through, but the upright spindles were like pinching his chest, and he was actually almost hanging by his hips.
That's crazy because, those railings usually on decks like that, if somebody walked up and kicked it as hard as they could, usually they'd break.
They break out.
So that's what I'm surprised the deer didn't have enough force to fucking.
Well, it was
rip
just
one
a
of those
little
up.
doe.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's
but
just a little
still, I mean, that's still a lot of muscle though. At the
Yeah.
end of the day, if it's struggling, you think it would have broke
Well,
one,
that's
but
like the day that I got that skunk
That's crazy.
caught in my white mesh that goes around the yard was caught half in and half out, half in, half out. I had to cut around it, and then he tried to take off, and we had to track him down and get him, and then cut that off of him.
Oh, jeez.
But the other thing as well, the deer probably didn't die from asphyxiation. It died from the shock.
Yeah, like, oh fuck, what just happened to me?
That's possible too. Yeah.
That's what most animals die from.
Hmm.
That's why I keep telling people when they go to shoo pigeons off and they make a big loud bang. I'm like, don't do that. You may want to move them. Yeah, you don't want to kill them. The shock of that bang,
Yeah.
because they're small, only takes a little shock to send the toxins around the body.
Yeah, either way, I just kind of felt sorry for it, and like maybe I just stop feeding them, and they won't come around.
Yeah, but if you're going to stop feeding them, you'll have to do it in stages, because otherwise Yeah. What I
Oh.
would
What you could do
is
is
I'd
get
start feeding them slightly away and then move it away. And then
either that,
suddenly when they're out into
Ron,
the
you can get
fields,
sheets of
that's where you
plexiglass
stop.
and screw it on the inside of the spindles.
Oh, trust me, David, I'm not the only one in this neighborhood that feeds them. They are not gonna go hungry. They just go from house to house to house to house all day. No. Yeah, they won't.
Eventually they'll skip your house if you're not feeding
Yeah,
them.
exactly.
Ready?
Hello.
That's a good one.
Well, now I've set TJ off. I'll catch you all on the show.
Your ass is not going anywhere. You're gonna stay here and listen to it.
That was pretty good. That was funny.
Hey, TJ, on your days off, you can practice sliding down the banister and doing it.
Yes.
Set the camera up, go slide down the banister, go, hello.
Yeah. Just try not to follow through on the fart.
Talking about shock killing them, it's amazing how many animals die of the shock of a bullet passing through them.
That's hilarious.
Well, guys, I better rock and roll. So
Okay, Ron,
Yeah, catch you later, Ron.
good luck.
Catch you later.
See you,
yeah,
Ron.
Hey, Ron.
hope you guys have a great weekend.
Get the money.
All right, you too.
Oh yeah, get the money.
Okay,
All right, see you guys.
See you
bye-bye.
later.
Make sure the deer get fed well.
I will. See ya.
Kind of like a Last Supper thing from T.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, see you guys.
Catch you later.
I think that bird actually just like let a turd drop after he farted.
Yeah, he did.
TJ, birds don't fart.
That was added.
That was added. He did a
That's
poop
why.
and then did, and he actually, all he did was slide down, did the poop, and walked off. All the
That's
other
why-
were added.
Yeah.
That's why they say don't give birds Alka-Seltzer tablets because they can't. release the
Yeah.
gas.
Yeah, don't give them Alka-Seltzers or fizzy pop because they'll just explode.
Oh man, that's funny.
Oh, hi Laura. Bye Laura. Just seen she was in the chat.
Yes, he was. Yeah, she had to come in and say shut up to Justin and shut up to
Well, she didn't say anything. Did she?
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yes,
you've
you
got
did.
it. No, you've got to get it the right way around, Paul. It's Justin shut up and shut up Joe.
okay.
Shut up, Joe.
Well, at least you're in good company, Joe.
Uh-huh.
How are you feeling today?
Feel pretty good.
Good. I noticed that I'm still stiff and hurt in certain areas when I move the wrong way after my
Yeah.
fall, but yeah,
Yeah.
probably gonna take a few days, if ever it comes back the way it was, because every day I get older, you know?
Well, all I'm going to say is ibuprofen to stop any swelling. Have a nice, long, relaxing bath. Don't fall asleep.
I don't have a bathtub.
All right, a long shower.
All I have is a walk-in shower.
All right, have a long shower. Make sure you soak the areas that hurt the most. And then it will get slightly worse, but it gets better quicker.
Well, what I used to have is I used to have an 8-man hot tub out in the hot tub room. Now I store my zero-turn tractor in there. But I had an 8-man hot tub. But the damn thing, when you have hot tubs, it costs a lot of money not only for the 220 volts to keep it hot, the chemicals you have to put in it, and then the maintenance you have to do on it. Because every once in a while you got to replace heaters or you got to replace motors or.
Yeah, hot tubs can be quite the maintenance hog sometimes. I remember when my uncle had a pool and a hot tub that was set up in the back of his property. It was for the entire family to come use whenever they wanted. And
What
he
you
was
eating,
always fixing
TJ?
that fucking hot tub.
Yeah.
I'm having some Cheerios.
All right, bye then.
Well, the best part comes when he gets to the bottom. Take that big bowl that he's eat about, and his head will disappear, and he'll just.
The big old bowl that takes my head over.
He eats out of a salad bowl. Great big salad bowl. Yeah, there you
Oh,
go. There he goes.
what?
There he goes.
I knew I should have stayed with Laura.
Look at there's head just disappeared.
Look at the food Laura's getting. Jesus.
What the hell is it?
Man, that thing looks delicious.
It looks like a cooked hemorrhoid. What the hell?
I'm guessing it's some sort of cheese the hot dog or cheese roll with salad and chips. Or as you guys call them, fries.
Don't invite TJ, he'll piss on the hot tub.
I like how you can say a joke and TJ just goes quiet for about 30 seconds and then goes off.
Hi, Russell.
TJ adds a new level to bowl yourself, That's so bowling. I'm going bowling. Is that funny? Is that funny?
That's pretty good.
Is that Tyson?
That's pretty good.
Dustin, is that Tyson?
Yeah.
He's gotten bigger.
Oh, goodness. You ever seen that movie Hot Tub Time Machine?
Yep.
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
No.
We were talking about that movie not too long ago.
Yeah.
Is it the title's really cheesy, but it's actually a pretty funny movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, you notice after he eats that whole bowl, he starts scratching. I think you might have a milk allergy.
Milk allergy.
What's it?
That's funny. That's pretty good. That's good stuff.
Is that good stuff?
Yeah, that's good stuff.
I would like you all to spare a moment of reflection in the moment that both Blackburn and Blackpool are losing.
They're both losing.
Maybe.
Yeah, at least you got a point.
Blackpool, that's your team, isn't it, David?
No, I'm pressing.
Blackpool.
We got a point, but we got robbed. If I see Gavin Ward I
What's
don't care
that?
who's listening to this, even if he listens to it. I see him, he's getting a punch. What an absolute bell end.
Well, City are taking their time. They've been playing for 25 minutes and they haven't scored yet.
No, but Fulham have.
Yeah, that's
Fulham
bad.
have just scored.
Just scored, yeah. Yep, 26 minutes.
But there is some good news. The main team may have drew 0-0, but we did beat Burnley earlier on in the cup, in the Youth Cup, 2-1.
Yeah.
Something wrong with your camera, Jason? Or Justin, I mean?
I swear,
Yeah,
one more person calls me Jason.
That post you put on Facebook earlier, David. What has West Ham ever done to you?
The thing of it is like I see Jason and then I'm talking to you and
West Ham?
it just kind of throws me off
Yeah.
a little bit.
Dude, you know how many times?
Okay. I'm guessing you're talking about the
Claret and blue.
Shimmy Peru.
Yeah.
Right. Well, first of all,
I
Burnley
know. They're
playing
only
Claret
playing
and
the
Blue.
same colours as
But
West
if you
Ham.
really want to know how West Ham have pissed me off, let's go back to 2005 when we was playing them in the playoff final to go to the Premier League, right? And Bobby Zamora went down like a sack of spuds, like somebody had blown him away with a fucking air rifle or a tank, right? The referee said play on, no foul, right? So the Preston players kicked the ball back to their keepers to allow Bobby Zamora to get treatment. But
Yeah.
he got up and grabbed the ball and scored. That's what West Ham have done to us. Wankers.
Well, they're drawing 1-1 with Ipswich.
Yeah. Bolton are losing 2-0. It's getting better and better today.
Norwich annihilated Hull.
Yeah, it's weird. It was 4-1 a bit earlier. Now it says it's 4-0.
4-0, yeah.
I wonder what happened to the Hull goal, because they definitely scored. Let me have a look on the other website. Football. Man, this website's been playing up. Oh no, the goal got choked off.
Be right back.
Oh, God, Bolton are getting beat by Shrewsbury as well.
Yeah, 2-0. Come on.
Stockport drawing 0-0 with Wigan.
Looks like it's all going south for Man City.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
a draw against Newcastle last week was to be expected because Newcastle have always been the bogey team.
Man City are the one side I would love to see relegated.
No, there's no chance of that.
Do you want to bet? You watch now. They've got to follow the financial rules carefully. They're going to fall away. Players will be like, "Well, we're not staying around." Oh, and as we speak, Man City have just scored.
Mm.
Ooh. Come on, VAR, disallow it.
Mm.
Well, what do you guys think? Do you want to keep going? I'm gonna go catch a ship real quick.
You're
Yeah,
fine,
I'm gonna
you can
get
go.
on with,
Yeah, go on.
You're
You
good,
guys
go
got
ahead,
it.
go.
You guys got it under control,
Yeah.
Justin?
But whether
Okay.
we've got it under control or not is a questionable
You want me to make
thing.
you the
But
host, Justin,
you
or
know,
what?
Yeah, you might as well so you don't accidentally shut it down again.
There you go. Okay, I'll be back.
all
All
right.
right, have fun.
Don't go away.
Relax yourself, TJ. I got control now.
That's funny. That's funny. Just go away. That's pretty good.
I didn't know.
That's funny.
I didn't know Chuck played for City.
That's good.
What?
I didn't know Chuck played for City.
Well, you do now.
City's goal scorer was Kovacic.
I know, right, Russell? Dude, like I said, I don't know how many times I've met people for the first time and told them my name is Justin and they call me Jason every fucking time.
I'm going to be honest. I've called you some things, but not Jason.
What's up, Jim?
Yeah, you'll have to watch it, TJ. I mean, you'll have Jason coming after you for that.
Yeah.
How dare you insult me?
I'll sit here without De Bruyne again.
Yeah, except for a psychopath, Jim. So nobody
Who's a
laughs that
psycho?
much this early. He
Yeah,
said nobody
who's a
laughs
psy-
that much.
Yeah, he was a psychopath.
Hello. That's what I was thinking.
Because what Jim just said, he said nobody laughs this much in the morning. I said, yeah, except for a psychopath.
Yeah, you notice how he had to slow the word down then, Mark, to make sure he said it clearly.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is, but when Americans say psychopath very quickly,
Hey,
it sounds like they say
somebody's gotta-
psychopath.
Yeah.
Somebody's got to have some giggles in the morning. You just spread the cheer all over the place.
Yeah, you get these weird people who paint themselves green and call themselves psychopaths.
or maybe paint themselves blue.
No,
Smurf.
Or maybe even red, maybe.
Maybe. Or maybe green.
Maybe green.
Our psychopaths are painted green.
Paint yourself yellow and pretend to be a minion.
Oh yeah, there you go. Saturday. The 5th.
Am I getting a book and a card?
Using the wrong remote. That's why.
No.
What?
Am I getting a passport, book, and card?
I'm not really sure.
I've just noticed something weird on my shirt.
You're in it.
No, I didn't read it before. It's got a picture of it. Can you see it?
Yeah, it's got a picture of a skeleton on it.
Yeah, and underneath the writing, it says Michigan, Detroit City.
Yes, that's one thing I noticed today when the Preston team got off the team bus at Burnley. I had a big sign saying, "Don't forget to visit Detroit." A bit far away, isn't it? You really don't want the Dingles in fucking Detroit.
Where did Paul go? Yep.
Yeah, I went to go fly a ship.
That means.
Like fly a drone, fly his drone. Yeah.
Well, I just asked Alexa if there was a Detroit in the UK, and it said the Detroit of the UK is Coventry.
What bastards.
Y'all ever seen this guy before?
Hey, yo, Rook. Hey, excuse me, sir. You know where I can find the? It's called the Hoy. What's it called? The Hoy. I think it's inside of there. The Hoy. The Hoy.
Never heard of the Hoy.
Oh no, it's called the Hoy.
Hoy.
Yeah, the Hoy.
Is it a gym or something?
No, it's a Hoy.
What is it?
The Hoy.
Hey, come here.
What's up, brother? I'm looking for the Hoy. It's called the Hoy.
It's just across the border in Scotland.
I'm messing with you. Excuse me, ma'am. Ma'am. Do you know where I can get some patika takatonko? Do you know where I can get some patuki? Do you know where I can get some putuki dubi?
Get some what?
Putuki.
Cookies?
Sir, excuse me.
Cookies.
Excuse me. Hey, excuse me.
TJ?
It's just, I don't know, it's just some guy. It's like this guy, he just rolls up to people and just like starts making random noises and like, I don't know, I think it's just kind of funny.
Yeah. No.
Oh, I'm sorry I didn't get a laugh.
On this occasion.
Jim.
Yeah, Hoyt is just north of Newcastle.
Mhm.
Shut up, the stupid birds.
Live streamers streaming and gamers gaming. All of the UK's most reliable broadband technology. With absolutely nothing to pay up front. No wonder broadband switchers choose it. Hurry, offer ends 17th of October.
DJ, what city and state were you born?
Why is it asking you that?
It's asking me.
Georgia.
What city?
I think Atlanta, Georgia, or maybe I don't know. I was born in Georgia.
What city?
Come on, TJ, you're supposed to know the answer to that.
Oh dear.
Where were you born? Well, I think it was Atlanta.
Come on, DJ, I'm serious.
DJ, what town or what city? Come on, come on.
He's got a
Info.
birth certificate.
Why is that funny?
We don't know. What will be funny is seeing the frying pan hit him round the back of the head in a minute.
That's funny.
How can you not know where you were born?
Oh no. Mansfield has scored 2 now against Blackpool.
Oh. I mean, you can just imagine it, can't you? Where were you born? It might have been Botswana.
God, he's gonna have a fucking heart attack. Jesus Christ.
Wow. He's going to get whacked with a frying pan in a minute. I can see it.
The thing is, we didn't do anything. We're just sitting here. We're innocent in this whole debacle.
He's like Peanut, isn't he? And Jeff Dunham does Peanut after he's been doing something daft to Jose. No, I didn't do anything. Why not? I couldn't breathe. Because I was laughing too hard.
Well, look, White Captain Joe out.
City nearly went in front then, but Silver headed it over the bar.
Yeah, West Ham have gone in front.
That's funny.
You know how easy it is to get information on people, though, Jason? Like, you just telling us your name and where you live would be enough information.
When you text your mom, seriously.
DJ, stop.
You're gonna piss your wife off. You better stop.
Yeah, calm down. Breathe.
What's up, Tim?
Oh, for God's sake.
God, even breathing makes him laugh.
Now that's going to be a game you want to be at. Not even half time yet. Brentford 4, Wolves 2.
That's pretty good.
City won all at half time.
That's pretty good.
Yeah,
I
TJ,
did-
do as your
we
wife
have-
said. Text your mum, find out where you were born.
We have no idea, Tim. We're still trying to figure that out.
Don't think he knows.
That's pretty good.
But what? What's pretty good?
Liverpool beat Palace.
Oh goodness.
Southampton are holding Arsenal to a 0-0 draw at half time.
Yeah.
Sometimes, Tim, sometimes. Oh man. No, I think it was here actually in Florida.
Georgia.
I knew it was Georgia. I
Wasn't it
knew
myself?
it was Georgia. I knew it was Georgia.
Finally, he stops laughing. He's like, "Oh, I think it was here."
Yeah, he just spawned into the kitchen.
Does that sound familiar, Gambly?
Yeah.
Are you trying to figure out where you were born at? What are you doing? Signing up?
Because she's doing her she's doing a passport thing, and I don't know why it's having to ask.
Because they have to do a background checks on you for that. That's
Oh.
why. So they got to have all yours and your spouse's. They want as much information as possible. Because when you fly international, all that shit has to go into their database.
Yeah, I think that's what it was too, Jason. A lapse of memory.
I don't think they ask where your spouse was born on a UK passport application.
Yes,
oh,
they-
Tim. Explain this to me, Tim. I got caramel and regular Tim Tams. How the fuck do you use these as a straw? I'm still confused by that because they look like solid cookies in the middle.
Well, you sniff. Well, you put one in each nostril and sniff hard.
Thanks, Jason. I appreciate that.
I'm gonna have to look up a video and see if there's any demonstrations.
Normal. Well, I have a sister, half sister, Jim, but I think she might be normal. Maybe she could be the same too.
Tim Tam Slam. Okay, let me check.
Oh, here we go.
Now, TJ would have been nowhere near as interesting if he hadn't fallen out of a tree.
He was probably all serious and shit before that accident.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
He probably fell out of the tree because he was laughing.
This branch is going to break.
That's pretty good.
He just seems sprawled out on the floor, laughing his fucking head off, while the paramedics are going, "Come on, we're going to put your leg back in."
That's funny.
Okay, I see how he did it. I'll try it later with some milk.
I don't know. Probably from the waist down. Probably. I don't know. Well, no. Okay. So what it is like we have the same dad but different mom. So I guess that's why it would
That's
be called
half.
my.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's your half sister.
Just
Yeah.
It'd be either way, either if you guys had the same mom or same dad, it doesn't matter which way you go with it.
Mm,
You're still a
Yeah.
half sibling.
Yeah.
yeah. And a stepsister is when
Like
they
I got three.
the other parent.
Like I got three sisters, but two of them are adopted, and one's only a half sister. So we had the same mom but two different dads. And then she had a brother with the same dad, different mom, and then another half sister with a different dad and different mom, or different mom. Yeah.
Yeah.
There was three of them that were all half siblings because their dad had three different girls pregnant.
TJ, how old were you when you fell out of that tree?
I'm 40 now.
Wasn't born yet.
I wasn't born yet.
No, he was in this. Like, you had to have been in what, like your 20s or 30s because you were working with your
Yeah,
dad.
like I was. Yeah, in my 20s. I was like 23 or 24.
Mm.
Yeah, I knew that. Yeah, I knew that. Yeah, I kind of figured it was Tim.
Well, I wonder what TJ would be like if he smoked weed. He'd probably just zone out.
Yeah.
Be like, what up, guys? How's it going?
That's funny.
He was on shrooms. He ended up killing himself.
Yeah.
He laughed himself into an early grave.
That's funny.
You think TJ laughs a lot, dude? I've seen people on shrooms that would make TJ look like an amateur.
Yeah.
That's why I said he'd laugh himself into an early grave if he took shrooms.
That's funny.
Now, on a serious note, though, I couldn't imagine falling that far out of a tree. That'd have been scary.
Yeah. Yeah, 50
I'd
feet's a
imagine.
pretty long way.
Well, I can imagine that was probably scary.
Yeah, that was pretty scary. Just falling just straight down, like not hitting anything on the way down.
See, TJ, many years ago, I fell out of a tree. It was my own fault. I
I fell out of it.
Well, technically, I didn't fall out the tree. What I was doing was I was trying to cut a branch that kept hitting the window. So I thought the best idea was to put a saw on a long stick, which still wouldn't reach. So I pulled the tree in, and as I was cutting the branch with the saw, somehow the tree managed to spring back, and I flung out of the window with the tree, and I ended up grabbing hold of it and sliding down and doing a bit of damage to my nuts on the way down.
Were you on a ladder, or did you have to like?
No,
really, like,
I was on the window ledge.
In the house.
on the window ledge.
It was quite. Yeah, it was quite funny because Laura was in the living room, right, and I was in the bedroom doing the tree, and then I had to knock on the door so Laura could let me back in, and she wanted to know how the hell I got out there.
That's crazy.
I got pushed out of a tree when I was in 6th grade and broke my arm. So I didn't even fall that far. I fell maybe 12 or 15 feet.
You told us that you were at school, weren't you?
Yeah. I fell, and what was crazy was the same kid that broke my arm. I broke his arm in 4th grade. We
Damn.
were playing Red Rover Come Over, that game that they don't
Oh
allow at
yeah.
schools no more
Yeah,
because
that's a
it's too
pretty rough
dangerous.
game to play.
And we were all running in a big group, and he tripped in front of me, and I stepped on his arm and broke his arm.
DJ, don't believe Justin when he says he was playing Red Rover. He was playing Red Rocket.
But yeah, it's
Justin, he was playing Red Rocket.
the fuck is Red Rocket? You sick bastard! I already know you're thinking of something nasty.
Think about what Red Rocket is.
I only know Red Dwarf.
Red Rocket, single thing in the middle of your legs, pops out red.
Mine doesn't look red. If yours looks red, you might have a rash down there.
No, it's a type of red.
Yeah, pink. Although apparently some are purple.
Yes, they call it Red Rocket.
I remember because it was my right arm, so I couldn't write at all because my arm was like slinged up into my chest, so I couldn't write with it. And the school was afraid my dad was going to sue him, so they worked out a deal with my dad as long as he agreed not to sue the school, because the school didn't technically have a policy in place to climb trees, and so they could have been open to a lawsuit over it. Well, my dad didn't have any wants to even do that. He just looked at it as a couple of kids were having fun and they had an accident, and that's what happened. But anyway, they came straight to my dad and they worked out a deal with him. They said, we'll give him straight A's for the year, but he just has to meet with the teacher twice a week after school. And the teacher actually came to my house twice a week after school and sat and did my homework with me. And it was all verbal. I didn't have to write anything. And they gave me straight A's for the entire semester that I was out for.
It's the only way you got out of 3rd grade.
Because they couldn't, that was 6th grade, and they couldn't cast my arm because I had a 360-degree break at the top of my arm. And the only way they would have been able to cast it is my arm would have had to been like cocked way out. And so instead they just had me have it open and in a sling. And because it was too much of a hazard of me going to school and somebody pushing me or running into me, I had to stay home there. I wasn't allowed to go to school. And so that was the deal they worked out with my dad. As long as I did my homework or went over my schoolwork twice a week verbally with the teacher in the house he'd come by, but for 2 hours, then they would give me straight A's for the semester. Because I was out for like a good 12 weeks because of it.
You injured your arm during after a game of Red Rover?
No, that was the kid's arm that I broke. And then 2 years later, in middle school in 6th grade, we were climbing up this tree because there was this tree that grew on like it was really slanted, like it grew way out on a slant, so you could like walk up it. And we were all running up it and messing around, playing around in the tree. And he reached up and grabbed my ankle while I was running up the tree. And I like stumbled up the rest of the way and then fell off the side and fell out, landed on my arm. It was about a 12 or 15 foot drop. And I landed directly down on my arm and broke it. No, that wasn't the only year I got straight A's, Tim. But that was the deal that they did, and then my dad had to sign a thing saying he wouldn't sue the school if he agreed to it. So, and then they, of course, they got super strict policy after that about anybody being around the trees. And they ended up cutting the one tree down that we were climbing up because this tree was like crazy. Like it came like a foot or two out of the ground, and then it just went at like a 30 or 40 degree slant. Like it just grew out about, I don't know, 20, 25 feet on a slant. Like you could literally just walk up the tree. It was pretty crazy.
Wow.
But they ended up cutting the tree down, and then they got really strict about people messing around in the trees because the kids were doing it all the time. That wasn't the only tree they were climbing up.
Yeah.
And then, like I said, they got super strict about it. They say it's not the fall that hurts you, it's a sudden stop. Well, I could imagine, yeah, of course. And I could imagine TJ falling that far. Do you even remember hitting the ground, TJ, or did you just black out? I'm assuming you
I
probably
think
just
I
blacked out, huh?
Yeah, I think I just might have like blacked out.
Well, I mean, do you remember it?
Like
vaguely, or
I
no?
remember I remember falling, but
You don't
your
remember-
body probably went into shock.
everything just happened so quickly that like I just remember vaguely like seeing my rope just dangle, like just dangling in the air, and I'm just like falling straight down.
Because you probably blacked out and your body probably went into shock.
Yeah.
Well, when
can
you were
imagine.
falling, did you have this irresistible urge to grab your nuts? You know, it's like the old
I
saying,
didn't really have,
cover them
like, I
if
didn't
you
really
got
think-
them, you know?
Yeah, like I didn't really think about that. I don't think that ever crossed my mind about grabbing something. It was like everything just happened so
Oh.
quick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that sounds rough, Joel.
One of those, put your head between your legs and kiss your ass goodbye.
Yeah, this is all just a dream, TJ. You're still in a coma.
Well, at least you were able to eat salad bowl cereals, you know?
I'm still in a coma.
He's just gonna wake up one day and figure out it was just all an alternate reality.
That's funny. That was pretty funny. That's funny. That's funny. That's pretty good.
The worker at who sauce and spent 2 weeks in coma.
Here comes. All right, hold on, hold on.
Tim Jackson put in a little blurb in there. Did you see it?
All right, well, let's hear what Donald has to say. He's got that look on his face.
I don't have any look. I haven't had power, and I just got power back. I'm making tough.
How'd you
Oh,
lose
you-
power?
what?
Did you just was there a storm recently?
No,
Was there, like,
the substation caught fire.
Oh,
Hmm.
how long
Yeah.
were you out of power for?
A couple hours.
Oh, that's not bad. Then.
No, especially they said it was. They were estimating an entire day. There were rumors going around anyway on.
Are you laughing at what Tim Jackson wrote in there?
No, he's reading what Jim wrote. Hey, he's gonna piss his wife off. Oh, stop.
And every time he does this, he's laughing and nurses calling the doctor saying he's convulsing again.
Yeah, right.
I can't stop laughing.
No, he's convulsing in his coma, foaming at the mouth. His brain activity's off the charts, doctor.
Oh well, David Kovacic scored again in the second minute of second half. City
It's just,
2-1 up.
it's just a doctor tickling his feet to see if he's got any, if he's still not brain dead.
There's absolutely no nervous response.
Oh, damn, yeah, it does.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
But if he's in a coma, and it's all in his dream. That means we're not real.
Nope, we're all just fake.
Yeah.
Living in a simulation.
We're-
TJ's mind.
Which makes TJ God, and I don't like to think of that.
That's pretty good.
So that means TJ's actually all of us. He's making up our everybody, right?
Oh crap!
That's funny.
Just
TJ, the other me.
TJ reminds me of the dog in it.
Hmm.
Yeah, the new Deadpool was good, Tim.
Yeah, Deadpool versus Wolverine.
Yeah, I'm
Or
gonna
was
need
it
to
Wolverine
watch it
versus
again.
Deadpool?
I'm gonna have to watch it again. I haven't
Well-
rewatched it yet.
Hmm.
I only saw it
could
once.
they could make a movie TJ versus the
Predator.
the cereal bowl. TJ
I
against the
thought-
cereal bowl. Who won? Who won?
I thought it was
We need a movie of
a
just TJ in a hospital bed in a coma. TJ the All Being.
Yeah.
I thought it was hilarious the way Deadpool used Wolverine's skeleton to kill all them time cops.
Oh yeah.
That's funny.
I hope they can squeeze out one or two more Deadpool movies with Ryan Reynolds before he gets too old to do them.
I don't think they're gonna. I think it may be the end. I think he may do a few, like one-off showing up in other Marvel movies, kind of like cameos and stuff.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it was me, I wouldn't risk it.
I thought it was hilarious at the end. when
Three
all
really
the
good
Dead-
movies.
All the Deadpool movies were
all
funny,
the
yeah.
Deadpool, when all the other Deadpool people came from the other multiverses and everything, and he's killing them all and forgetting the fact that he can't die.
Except for the pretty Deadpool.
Yeah.
He's like, when do you regenerate? He's like, regenerate? What do you mean? What's that?
Hey Tim, when your buddy caught his scrotum on the fence and ripped it, was it a hot looking doctor that sewed it back on?
Yeah, you could tell, dude. Wesley Snipes has aged him. when he
There
played
is a
Blade in the movie.
theory on why Nicepool died. Nicepool was not actually a Deadpool. He was a Peter from Dogpool's universe.
Mm. Oh, Family Guy.
He just happened. No, the dude that they all, the regular guy that just showed up at the end. He's just a regular dude that they all love.
Oh yeah.
And so
Yeah,
he just happens to look like Ryan Reynolds, but he's actually not a Deadpool.
The one I really like the scene from the second movie where they all jump out of the fucking helicopter to go parachute down, and every one of them fucking gets killed except for the chick with good luck.
Domino.
Oh, that shit was hilarious. Fucking
Are you
one
talking
landed
about
on wood
the
chipper.
Deadpool movie?
Yeah.
The second
Deadpool
one.
2.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
but-
second one was hilarious too.
He goes back in the third movie and saves them all, though, doesn't he?
Yeah. Yeah, when I saw the second one because I didn't watch the second one for shit a while after it came out. And I actually just had recently watched it. And when that part came out, oh my God, dude, I was about on the floor laughing. I had to rewind it, watch it a couple times. I was like, oh, it's funny as shit.
Well, I watched the first two just before I watched the third one.
Yeah, I was very hesitant when I first heard Ryan Reynolds was doing Deadpool. I was like, he's such like, because I didn't really, like I said, I don't really follow the whole superhero like universe thing. But apparently that's Deadpool's character was kind of a comedic a little bit. And I just, when I saw that, I was like, is he really somebody to play an action hero? Because he's always done these kind of like raunchy comedy type movies that I liked.
Except
But
the time that he was in
after
Blade.
after
3.
seeing right, but after seeing him in the Deadpool movies, I can't imagine anybody else playing the character now.
No.
He
And
did such a good job.
he also played Deadpool in the Wolverine Origins movie. You just weren't paying attention to Ryan Reynolds.
No, because I don't remember him in Blade, to be honest with you. I'd have to go back and watch it. I haven't seen Blade in a long time.
What did he
But I
play?
don't think was Ryan Reynolds wasn't as big though when he played in Blade, though, was he?
No.
I don't think he was really that big, so I
And it
probably
was-
wouldn't.
I think it was Blade 3 that he was in.
Because like sometimes you go back and watch older movies before somebody was big, and you're like, oh shit, that was him in that movie. See, that's what I
Where
would
was
have done if I would have went back and watched it. I would have realized.
Where
it
was
now.
Ryan Reynolds in Blade?
He was one of the mercenaries.
Oh.
He was in
Yeah.
Blade 3, not Blade.
Yeah.
Oh.
I can't remember his character's name in that.
I think I've seen the first and second one. I don't think I've seen the third one.
Try him one of the Tim Tams. Not bad. Be good.
You got the Tim Tams at Publix, you said, Justin?
Yeah.
It's a chocolate covering with the cookie with the chocolate
It's
covering.
a chocolate biscuit.
I don't think I've ever
Yeah.
seen him, Tam.
It's a biscuit, TJ.
So I got the regular ones and I got the caramel. This is
Wait.
what they look like.
Where do you get them from?
Shop.
Hey?
Can you dip them in coffee? You can dip them in coffee, can't you? I'm sure it'd be good with
Dip them
coffee.
in tea, dip them in coffee, dip them in what you like.
Yeah.
Apart from your wife.
Dude, I can't. Dipping chocolate in tea. Ugh.
Oh, stop it. You know it's tasty.
I like the Micados.
I would never in my life have thought to dip something like sweet into tea, like chocolate or something.
Oh, yeah. Chocky Bickies, yeah.
Yeah, you gotta have a chocolate biscuit.
Mm-hmm.
Chocolate bicky?
Biscuit.
Yeah, a chocolate Bicky.
I swear, you and the Australians sound like you 2-year-old made up your guys' words.
Oh, come on. You're the one that's going around calling them nuggies and tendies.
Shut up. That's because I got kids. I have an excuse.
No, you
Shut up.
haven't.
That's something I'd
They're
say
not
to a
kids
kid. You want a
anymore.
little bicky?
Justin.
Always call them Jockey Bicky.
Yeah,
Justin,
Tim said
how
it's
old's
called a Tim
Aubrey?
Tam Slam. What?
How old is Aubrey?
10?
10. She's not a kid.
Oh, yes,
That's-
she is.
That will always be my baby.
No. She's not a kid anymore.
Wait
Once
till
they
the
get
boys
to,
start.
once they get to the age of 6, they think they're adults. You
Hey,
have-
David, wait till the
Yeah,
boys
that's-
start showing up out there and see what Justin.
Realize I live in Florida, right, Paul? All
Yep.
I'm going to say is the little fucker ran at me and I had to put him down.
Oh.
Kicked my front door. That's all it takes. I put 2 through the door. My bad.
So, Justin, have you got these things from a shop near you, or has
Yeah.
David's
It's literally right.
parcel arrived?
No,
No,
we
it's
nip
literally right
down
down
to the
the street.
local 7-Eleven in Melbourne.
No, I went to Sarah went to Publix this morning and got them right down the street.
All right.
And I got the Jammy Dodgers there too.
Yeah, Jammy Dodgers.
They're the raspberry
That
ones.
sounds
I
like
don't
a
know
base.
if
That sounds like a baseball team.
Strawberry ones are nicer than the raspberry ones, but
they're- Did you already eat some?
The Jammy Dodgers.
Yeah, it's kind of a cookie with like jam in the middle. Here, I'll show it.
it's 2 cookies. One of them's got a hole in it, and it's got cream, and jam and sandwiched together.
It says no nasty stuff. We're jammy
no,
enough.
no nasty
That's
stuff
that.
for jammy enough.
That's the slogan on the wrapper.
That's funny.
It's vegan friendly too.
Deacon friendly.
If that's a concern of yours.
What does that mean? It's deacon friendly.
Vegan.
No animals.
Vegan. Oh, I thought you said deacon. Like, what is that?
There's no artificial flavors. Nope. Artificial sweeteners.
Where are you
nada.
going?
Hydrated fats. Nada. We'd love to hear from you with comments, questions, or tales of mischief.
Tales of mischief.
Oh,
Fuck,
well,
these
let's
come from damn-
write a tale of mischief and send it to him.
Do they come from fucking Hogwarts?
Oh, boy. Hell yeah, Jim. Hell yeah. To giggle where no man has giggled before.
No, the Tim Tams are pretty good. I'm gonna have to try them with some milk though. I just had tried one. I'll try. some
Wait,
later
what was
this
it?
evening with some milk.
What was the other one? You got the, what was it? The Tim Tams, and what was the other one that
The
you
Tim
got?
Tams? These are what the Tim Tams look like.
Right. And then you
They're
got
like chocolate.
you got those jelly filled ones, and then you got ones with caramel in it.
Yeah, the other Tim Tam, they look the same. They just have caramel in them.
Yeah.
I haven't tried
Is it-
those ones yet. I just tried the regular one.
Is it caramel or caramel?
Caramel.
Caramel. I've always said caramel or caramel. I mean, I guess you could say it either way. Tomato,
Yeah.
right?
What about pecan? Is it pecan or pecan?
Bacon.
Oh, you want to
Pecan.
you want to start an argument in the U.S.? Ask that question.
Pecan pie or pecan pie?
It's
Yeah,
a,
it depends on what part of the country, and you'll get an argument over that.
it's
Yeah.
a bin for urinating in. A pecan.
Yeah,
It's only a dollar, Dusty.
we
It's
were
only a
actually-
dollar. Dusty,
we
it's a
were talking
dollar a
about
year.
that the other. We were talking about that the other day.
Yeah, I would say
Comes
go
up about
find
once a
another.
month.
Yeah, I was. Yeah,
Because Mark was the one that brought it up, because he said he had to, like, there were two strips in the upper hand and the lower hand corner. It said preview or
no,
whatever.
if it wasn't as cheap as it is, I would say go find another free app. But they literally only want $1 for a year. That's it.
No, 99 cents a month.
I'll be back, y'all.
99. I thought you guys said it was $1 for a year.
No, 99 cents a month.
Oh, that's still not. That's $12 a year.
Yeah. Well, ours is 79 pence a month, or you can get a full year for £4.75.
Like, I think you can swing $1 a month, Dusty.
That's for the hobbyist version.
But they give you even a better deal though if you do a whole year, right? Isn't it like $7 or $8?
Less than that. Well, ours is £4.75.
So it'd be like $5 or $6 here.
Yeah.
Yeah, just do the year, Dusty, and pay $6 and you're good.
In
That's
fact,
nothing.
if you get the 15-day forecast, it's only £15 a year. The
Oh, just pay the $6, you cheap bitch.
The 7-day forecast is £8 a year, and the 24-hour forecast is £4.75 a year.
If
And what does that get you other than just the forecast?
Hmm?
What does that get for you other than the forecast?
Well, like I said,
it gets you everything that's on UAV forecast now. It just gives you up to 15 days in advance rather than only 1 day.
No, I'm saying, what does the UAV forecast give you that you can't just get from NOAA?
I don't know. I don't know what you can get from NOAA. I mean, it gets you what the weather's like.
They're they're basically just pulling. They're outsourcing.
Sunrise, sunrise and sunset, temperature,
Okay.
wind speed, gust speed at various heights.
You get to set your parameters.
Yeah, you can set what your maximum flying
Number
speed
of satellites available at your location.
is, KPX, cloud cover, precipitation.
I
Wind.
still think the satellite thing is kind of a useless feature. That's just my opinion.
Visibility.
Well, it is useless where you and I are, but there's some places in the world that use UAV forecast.
Well, I know that, but what I'm saying is the satellites shouldn't be an issue no matter where you're at. And if it is an issue, you're not going to be able to fly anyway.
Well, some of the older drones, you had to have a certain amount of satellites in order to take off.
Yeah.
But
still do though,
then
don't you?
Pre
you
that,
still-
you didn't have to have a certain
About-
amount of satellites.
About 12 before it'll let you take off.
Yeah, because some of the older drones, they would just go into ADI mode if you took off without enough satellites.
Yep.
Now, the newer drones like the Mini 4s and all that, they won't let you take off unless you have a specific amount.
And you can actually switch the individual satellite systems on and off so that you can just
But
look
there's
at,
4 different satellite systems, right?
yeah, and you can look
Now,
at,
does it
look at
use
each,
them all in tandem though?
you can switch each one on and off so that you can
Right.
look out, you can look at whichever one you want to look at, or you can look at
Now,
multiples of them.
now are you talking about on the app or on the drone?
Yeah, on the app.
Oh, okay.
Is there another like Dusty was asking if there's another like free UAV app or something?
Well, Donald said you can use NOAA. That's the
What is it?
national. What is it?
I mean, depends on what information you're looking for. Those are doing are aggregating information that's already available.
Well,
Yeah.
all it's really doing is just putting it all into a convenient package for you. That's it.
Yep.
But
Yeah,
like I
Thanks,
said,
Jeff. And that's what aggregating means.
I wasn't telling you that. I was just explaining though. But what I'm saying is for the price
Mansplaining is
though.
what you're doing. Justin, you're mansplaining. You're talking over me and mansplaining.
Shut up.
and then-
Oh, there you go.
No, but for what it costs for
I'm a strong
year
woman. Listen to me.
I'm saying for what it costs for a year for a recreational pilot, it's really not.
It's not that much, and it puts it in a convenient place. You don't have to go to a couple different places to look, and it's right there on your phone. You're paying for the convenience.
Yeah.
Right. If you were paying $6 or $8 a month, I would say, yeah, probably try to find something that's free.
Yeah, I've used
Might
Station
take my
WX
time,
for several years, which just gives you the METARs and the TAFs, and lets you read, and it puts it in kind of a it reads it and deciphers it and puts it in layman, like actual human language. But they're starting to charge now because they used to have all your NOTAMs and everything on it. But
I can almost bet UAV forecast is going to go up though. What they're doing is they're putting it as paid, but they're giving you such a kind of a, I would say, mouth-watering deal at the moment. But once they get enough people hooked onto it, I guarantee that price is going to go up next year.
Well, there are stations like the hobbyist version will only give you the wind speed up to 400 feet, and it'll only give you 24 hours in advance.
Which really all you need. I mean,
Yeah, the next one up gives you the wind speed up to 1,500 feet and gives you 7 days. And then the top one gives you wind speed up to 5,000 feet and up to 15 days, which is more for pilots and things like that than us, really.
well, like I said, going out that far on a weather app anyway to see what the weather's going to be like, you should be checking that shit the day of your flying anyway. So that shouldn't really even matter, to be honest with you.
No.
Because you could plan a flight 15 days out and say, oh, the weather's going to be clear, but then that day comes about and all of a sudden there's a random thunderstorm that rolls through and you can't
Oh,
fly
yeah.
because of it.
We could
So you're
never
gonna know. I mean,
we could use our weather forecast to plan in advance because it's always wrong.
See, I used to use Station WX, and it was more for like pilots because you'd have fuel conversion, time conversion, that kind of stuff, runway visual range, but you still had your TAFs and METARs that it would show you in the NOTAMs. But now, wanting to charge extra, they have a pro version now. And that sucks.
like I said, 99% of where you're going to be at in the world, if you're not getting enough GPS satellites, like I said, either something's wrong with the drone or the satellite system's fucked somewhere. Their system up in space is fucked up because there's so many GPS satellites up there now that give complete coverage of the entire Earth.
There it
That should
goes.
never be an issue.
Yeah. I mean, I've signed up on our Civil Aviation Authority's website to receive emails every time they set a flight restriction area. And it gives you the NOTAM number, and you can go on to the NOTAM site and find out more details from it. But it gets emailed to me every day, sort of thing, whatever they've done.
Like I'm
Station
not about
WX wanting to charge more now for the NOTAMs, but you still.
like Dusty, I'm not about subscription stuff either. I kind of hate subscription based stuff, but for that cheap, I wouldn't even stress on it, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
So if it was $6
For
or
a
$8 a month,
specialized
I
app,
wouldn't.
for a specialized app like that, there's no way they can make it ad based and make their money
Yeah.
because they have to host that themselves.
Yeah. Well, when I got onto the website and found the prices, I thought, oh, sod it, I might as well pay £4.75 for a year. I'm not going to
Yeah,
notice.
like I said, for that
Yeah.
price, it's so cheap.
Can't get a
I
pint
mean,
of beer for
that's about a quarter, a little over a quarter a month. I mean, it's not that bad. Because I mean, most apps you see in the App Store, they'll want anywhere between $2 to $10 on average a month just to use an app. Some of them want that for weekly, you know.
Some of
I've
us.
seen apps where they want $9, $10 a week to use them. So it comes out to like $20 a month.
A 2-week month. Yeah.
Oh, so is this another what Jim was talking about? Is this another fly app that you can use, Dronecast?
Yeah, that's one he uses, yeah. But some apps might only be available in certain regions too, though, too. So you got to watch that as well.
I mean, UAV forecast must be getting it from a hell of a lot of places because it's worldwide. You just put a location in and it gives you all the information for that particular location, no matter where in the world it is.
Somebody in your comment section on Facebook, Mark said that you can use weather and radar, the weather and radar app.
Heard of that, but I went and had a look at it, and that's a chargeable one. It's £5 a month. So you can get UAV forecast for a year for the same price as you can get that for a month. And it didn't give you as much information either.
Well, their current estimates on the hurricane, it will be a 2 if it hits us. That spot in that area. That's our current estimate. But it's still on the same track as it was. Later, Tim. Jim said
Hey, Tim.
Dronecast has everything, so there you go, Dusty. Try that one.
I'm gonna check that one out as well.
Yeah.
Which one?
Dronecast.
Jim says I guess it's free. He didn't say it was free, but I'm assuming that's why he put it in there. He said it has everything. Thing is though, is when all the, usually when companies or apps, even app-based stuff, if there's a certain group of apps that are doing the same thing, if the 1 or 2 of them start charging, eventually all of them will start charging. If they see it's working for the other ones, they'll do the same thing. Nah, Dusty, I haven't really been following it. It don't matter. We're not even getting the amount of ships that our ports normally get anyway, because they've been taking them around the Horn of Africa because of the Houthis attacking ships. So they've been sending a lot of ships around the long way to go to the West Coast anyway. So the West Coast has been taking in more ship in the ports than we have.
There was a time when they didn't even want to do that because of the Somalian pirates.
Yeah, until those idiots tried to board a U.S. Destroyer. Fucking idiots.
Yeah.
Like, you're fucking dumb. Yeah, let's run up on a U.S. destroyer or any destroyer and try to get on it. Fucking idiots. They get lit up with a 25mm cannon on their boat. They don't realize a lot of those Navy ships have armed Marines on there to protect the ship.
Oh, God.
Those boys ain't gonna stop till you're dead. So,
Mm.
and trust
One
me, they're
other
gonna
laugh.
have a lot better tactics and capabilities than some random ass fucking pirate that hasn't even passed first grade.
Right, you want to have a laugh? Daniel Day-Lewis and Sean Bean were recording a new film in Chester, in the UK, called Awesome, when it was interrupted by traffic wardens not realizing the recording and going down and booking all the cars that were in the film.
Tropical depression just for yeah, that's what I was saying, Dusty. They're saying it could be a cat too, as far as they know now. But that's always still too early to know for sure. They seem to be pretty solid on the track though, so we'll have to wait and see. If it is, it's gonna hit us dead on. So.
Yeah, they was just about to record a scene when the traffic warden turned up and started putting tickets on all the vehicles.
For those of you in America, a traffic warden is a meter maid.
For those of you in America, that's not Dawn.
Traffic warden.
Yeah, we call them traffic wardens. They
Yeah.
give out
Yeah,
parking.
it seems like an excessive name. It's like calling somebody at McDonald's a grill technician.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what they are. We call grill
Justin,
technicians.
Justin, you know what they call a crossing guard?
What?
Lollipop man.
Lollipop man. Yeah. Or a lollipop lady.
That's
Yes,
funny.
it's a lollipop person.
Lollipop, man.
Yes,
Y'all
because the
watching fucking
sign
Willy
looks like it's because the sign looks like a big lollipop. It's a round sign on a big stick.
Fucking watching Willy Wonka when they were naming traffic jobs. We call you the Lollipop Guild.
That's funny.
They're actually not crossing attendants to be precise, but
Isn't that what they call them in Australia too? Well, Tim's not here no more, but I think that's what they call them in Australia too.
No, that's what they call the guy on the other side of the glory hole.
On the other side of the glory.
Yeah, the way they got it tracking, Dusty, it's gonna go right between Tampa and Orlando, and I'm right below Orlando. Like,
What on Netflix?
so I'll get if it does hit where they say it's gonna hit. We're definitely gonna feel a good portion of it for sure. So TJ will be all right. He'll just get the tail.
Yeah, I'll be okay. Yeah.
He'll get a little wind and rain, but that's about it.
God, what the hell's that the Netflix are trying to? The Amazing Digital Circus.
I think they should call off hurricanes during election years.
Yeah, they should name them after presidents.
Yeah, I'm worried about that tree outside our house. Dusty, that tree's got me worried.
Just cut down all your trees, Justin. You won't have any problems.
It's a big fucking tree, dude. I don't have the gear to do that. Otherwise, I would. I know how to cut trees down. I've done it before. I did it with my cousin when me and my cousin were teenagers. We had our own little tree cutting business down in San Diego when I was staying down there for a couple of years with them. We had our own little side hustle where every weekend we'd book one job to go cut one tree down, and we'd make about $300-400 between the two of us.
They had a side hustle. They cut your tree down, but they were planting acorns back behind whenever they. We'll be back. We'll need it again.
What's a rainbow tree? I've never heard of that before.
It grows Skittles.
Oh yeah.
I probably have seen one. I just don't know what the hell he's talking about. I don't know what tree that is. That or it's some kind of subliminal comment to Tim again.
Yeah.
No, that tree's got me worried though. Like yeah. Like I said, I told Sarah's mom months ago to get it trimmed up, and she said she didn't want to touch it because it was put there by God.
She didn't want to trim the bush.
Well, you're gonna go to God once that tree comes through your fucking bedroom.
It says, can you grow a rainbow eucalyptus tree? Oh, that's why they're called that. Here, check this out.
We got 16 mile an hour wind gusting to 29 from south.
I guess that's why they're called rainbow trees, because they got all those different colors.
I've never seen one of those before. Never seen one of those in my area.
KP index is up to 3.33 at the moment.
In the northern hemisphere, it grows in the Philippines, New Guinea. Holy shit, that's crazy.
250 feet. That's pretty tall.
Yeah.
The tallest tree in the world, I think, was a redwood in California. I want to say it was like, what was it? It was like fucking crazy tall. I want to say it was like 1,200 feet or some shit. Let me look that up real quick.
Yeah, they do grow weird.
Can you just like peel off I don't know, peel off a piece of the tree and then just put it in some soil, or like just take a branch off and plant it in some soil and then grow or something.
Okay,
Not
yeah,
as
I was
easy.
way,
Not as easy as that. But
okay, I was way off on the height.
Yeah, Dusty, I was just looking at that. That looks pretty cool though.
Okay, so the tallest tree in the world is a redwood sequoia in California. It's Redwood National State Park. It's 380 feet and it's estimated to be 600 to 800 years old.
that's if it's not burnt down.
Right.
And it's off limits to
TJ,
visitors. They're not allowed to get near it because I remember that I was reading the thing about it. The problem was is visitors were going up and tearing pieces of bark off of it. So they ended up shutting it down to the visitors. They're not allowed to go near it.
DJ, what you were saying just then can technically be done.
Yeah, because I think you would have to like cut like down the center of the
No,
center of
all
the
you do is you cut a little piece of the branch off and put it into a little pot of water, seal around the edges, leave it for a few days.
Yeah, and it'll start growing roots.
Yeah.
Start growing its roots, and then once they get to a certain size, you can move it into a bit of soil, again sealing around the edges, and then once it gets going, you're good to go.
Yeah, because you could do that. You could do that with other plants, like take a leaf off of a
Yeah, a cutting.
Stem, not
yeah,
the leaf,
off of,
stem.
yeah, cut the you could do that with a rose bush. You could do it with what's the name? Oh man, what's the name of that plant that grows like all kind of crazy ways or whatever? It's
Monkey puzzle tree.
yeah, maybe that one. But like you cut it like at an angle like this, and then you put it in the water, it'll start to grow the roots, and then you just plant it in soil.
Talking about aloe vera.
I think that's what it is.
The one
aloe vera is super
Aloe
easy to
vera is
reproduce.
it's a succulent. It's like it's similar to a cactus.
Yeah, but they're super easy to clone those plants. You can fucking those things will grow like weeds.
Yeah.
Just don't clone the Feed Me Seymour plant.
My mom used
Griffin or
to.
something, whatever they call it.
Japanese.
My mom and stepdad used to sell aloe vera plants. They had hundreds of them. People would come by and they'd get them really cheap off of them.
This stuff works good for like burns and stuff.
Oh yeah, you cut a couple fresh leaves off, put them in the refrigerator for a couple hours, let them get nice and cold, and cut them open, put them on like a burn. Oh yeah, it feels so good.
Apparently it's good for wiping your ass aloe vera.
But I've heard to get the heat out of a sunburn, I've never tried this, but there was a thing going around online that said that you could use menthol shaving cream. And something in the menthol shaving cream, I'm assuming the menthol.
Yeah, it's got
takes
a
the
what's
heat.
it? It's got an anti-irritant and a bit of an anesthetic in it, stop you from getting a shaving rash kind of thing when you have a shave. So yeah.
Yeah, they say it works really good to get rid of the heat of a sunburn. They said it works really quick too.
Calamine lotion.
They said within like 30 minutes after applying a bunch of it to your like a sunburn, the heat just goes away. Like I said, I've never tried it because I don't tend to get sunburnt too often. I'm one of those people. If I go to the beach, I don't take my shirt off because I'd rather just not get sunburnt because that fucking shit hurts.
Yeah.
And it seems like no matter how much you apply sunblock, it seems like you'll still get burnt. So
Fulham just scored again. It's now 3-2 for City.
Yeah, Blackburn are at it again. Causing fights to get.
There's only about 5 minutes left.
the tree outside of our house, Dusty, I want to say is about the height of a telephone pole. Probably what, about 40 feet or so, 40, 50 feet.
My willow trees getting on for 60 foot now. in my
I think a telephone pole on average, I think is 40, 45 feet, I think. 50 foot, something like that. Could be wrong, but I think that's the average height of most wooden telephone poles, power poles. The newer ones aren't, they're fucking twice that height. The big steel or metal ones that they're using now.
Ours aren't that tall. They're about the same height as your 2-story building. So that would only be about 20 to 25 feet.
Like I said, I could be wrong. I know the newer poles though, they'll tower over a 2-story house. They're fucking tall. They're really tall. They're twice the height of a normal telephone pole.
Because all they've got to be is high enough to make sure that a bus or an HGV can get underneath them without ripping them off.
Telegraph poles range from 30 to 60 feet, with 40 feet being your average.
The one at the bottom of our street isn't.
They should be 40 foot.
Well,
No.
I mean, it could be the reason why they.
You look at the telephone wires coming from the telegraph pole to the corner of a building, and they're near enough flat. So
They look flat, but they're actually on an angle. They have to be because of the wind.
Well, I know the poles here, when Irma came through, they replaced all the poles in the neighborhood we're in now, because we were actually living a few houses down. And when they put those new steel poles in, when Irma came through, those things didn't even fucking sway or anything. They were just solid in that wind. And you're talking 70, 80 mile an hour winds. They didn't even move. A wooden pole would have probably took a little damage. These ones are way tougher. They're like twice the thick as a normal pole, and they're very tall, and they're all cemented into the ground and footings. Like I said, at the end of the day, it makes it easier because if the reason why I think they went so tall with the newer poles is because a lot of them are way up above the trees, the tree lines. There's not very many trees that can reach them. That reach up that high. So you got less of a danger of that. And the worst thing you do is if you have the lines fall off, they don't have to come through and replace the poles. They can just string the lines back up a lot quicker, getting stuff restored. Because like down on 27, they had a bunch of wooden poles, and they had around 400 poles in a line going down 27 that all got knocked over. And that took them like 2 or 3 weeks to go down there and get all those poles back up. If they would have been the big cement ones like we have over in our neighborhood, they wouldn't have done, or the big steel ones, they wouldn't have done that.
Arsenal beating Southampton 3-1 now. Brentford and Wolves is still 4-2. West Ham and Ipswich 4-1. Everton and Newcastle.
A man in London for wearing a parachute.
Everton and Newcastle still 0-0. But then again, they don't actually start for another 40 minutes.
Did you hear that, Mark?
What?
Police have arrested a man in London for wearing a parachute.
What? Assuming he was going to do some base jumping.
Apparently, they think he was advertising some band organization.
Uh-huh.
Why is that illegal to walk around with the parachute on?
That's what I'm wondering.
Like, what if he was literally just on his way to an airport to go jump?
I don't know.
Like,
I'm just saying that's what the
What if he
police
would-
have posted.
Mm.
If it
like
risks-
they don't have to have circumstantial, or they
Like-
don't have to have like solid evidence that he was known
Yeah,
to do
but-
something.
He could. I think it's the message that was on the parachute.
Parachute when they opened it.
Yeah.
So what, he was walking around with the parachute open and dragging it?
I'm not sure because it shows a demonstration going on.
He might have actually jumped off a building and they arrested him when he landed.
Yeah.
Well, that
Or
would be a
maybe he
different
was
thing.
or maybe he was using the parachute as like a big sign or something too. Maybe he had something written on it and strung it out like a big sign or something.
Yeah. But I mean, it might be the message, but it could also be that he was endangering the other people in the parade or in the protest.
So he's walking around with a parachute. He was okay. When you said he's walking around with a parachute, I was thinking he had it in his pack. That's what it sounded.
That's what I was
like.
thinking.
But it doesn't.
It doesn't.
But you're
it
saying
doesn't
he
say
had
whether
it
it was or not.
It doesn't say whether he was or he wasn't.
Dude,
There's
that's the
not
thing
enough
is like,
information to go on.
yeah, because I could walk down the street here with a parachute that says I eat ass and they can't do nothing about that. I could jump out of a plane and it could say fuck the president and they can't do anything about it.
Over in England, they can jump out of an airplane and say "fuck the president" too.
Geronimo.
Well, I'm just saying they're getting him for having a message on there. So, but like I
Right.
said, over here, your free speech would cover any message you had written on it. Don't matter
Unless
what it is.
unless it's incitement
Unless it-
to violence.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Man City won.
Incitement to violence is the only thing really actionable by the police. Everything else, it's a civil lawsuit.
Fleetwood Drew.
That was like that guy a few years ago that got pulled
Blackburn
over and
Drew.
the cop arrested him and
Blackburn
impounded
Drew.
his truck because he had the big decal on
Mhm.
his back window that said "I eat ass." And he ended up suing the fuck out of the department and got a bunch of money because they violated his free speech. The cop had no right to tell him he couldn't have that on his window. And big bold letters, he had it on his back window, a big ass decal said "I eat ass," and the cop found it offensive.
Bolton pulled it back and drew, or a drawing 2-2.
But yeah, the cop got mad because he found it offensive because there was kids in the area and he didn't like the message that was on the guy's back window, so he arrested him and impounded his truck. Well, that cop ended up getting fired in a big old lawsuit against the department over it.
Salford City are winning.
The
I've
guy
seen where
wasn't
cops
doing it.
Have
Do
pulled
what?
people over, and I've seen where cops have pulled people over and gotten in their business for flipping them off. But flipping
Yep.
a cop off is also protected speech.
Yep.
Mm.
I've seen that as well. I've seen body cam footage of that too, where
Oh,
they pulled somebody over for that. They
Morecambe are
ended up getting in
losing.
trouble for it. As they have no probable cause to pull you over at that point. And then there's some states too, like say it's illegal to have something hanging in your windshield. That's not even enough for them to be able to pull you over. They actually have to have 2 traffic violations to be able to pull you over. Like there's certain offenses that they can't pull you over just for that. So that's why some cops will follow you, wait for you to do something that they can say you did illegally. You know, either you were following too close to a car, because there are some things like that where they can't pull you over just for one offense. They have to have 2 of them at least to enable to pull you over.
Yeah, that's the way the seatbelt law went into effect early on, is that they couldn't pull you over just for that.
And you know what? And I don't know how cops see that shit, because I've tried myself just driving down the road and seeing people coming at me and looking to see if I could tell their seatbelt was on. And half the time you can't see through the window. Like either from glares or different things. I don't know how the fuck cops even notice that. How they even see that. Because I've thought of that before, like cops will pull people over and say, "Oh, you weren't wearing your seatbelt." And so I've drove down the road and looked through people's windows as I'm driving by them just to see if I could see it. And 99% of the time, I couldn't see through the windshield to see if they actually had their seatbelt. So I don't know how cops even spot that shit.
They're just pulling over women with big boobs and low cut tops to see if they've got seatbelts on.
That's a good way to get arrested. There's been quite a few cops. There's been cops here in the U.S., quite a few of them that have gotten in trouble for that. Pulling women over and then asking them for their numbers and shit.
I should be reading the chat, huh?
That's like how Joe says his son, like Joe says his son gets hit on all the time at work. If his son actually pulled somebody over and then took their number and then contacted them after the traffic stop and then that person reported it, they'd get in big trouble for that. Like you can't really intermingle with the public when you're on duty like that.
Like when you write something in the sky, how long does it take to like for it to go away or whatever?
3.5 months.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, if you use a skywriter, it takes about 3.5 months to go away. So you usually have to pay extra to have the sky erasers go up and erase later.
Oh my God.
It's 3.5 months.
No,
Yeah.
TJ, come closer to the camera.
Not
very close to the camera. Come here.
It's like
Get my baby powder.
It's like, you know, when you go fishing, it's no fun catching the same fish over and over.
And let me get my baby powder out so I can give him a good slap. Come here. DJ, it all depends on how strong the wind is when they're riding. It could be minutes or it could take, 10 minutes.
That's funny. That's pretty good. So it depends on what now?
Oh, it's a lot of atmosphere. Different atmospheric conditions would depend on how
But
long
also,
it would stay.
yeah, wind, humidity.
Right.
It's vapor that they're putting up there. The vapor dissipates at whatever conditions that would make that vapor dissipate.
So it really doesn't take 3.5 months for something to disappear.
Think about it, CJ.
Paul's mic is muted. Paul's mic is muted. You're muted.
Next time you go out with friends and you say, "See that jet up there? You know how long that trails? 3.5 months."
You know the trails.
How about TJ?
The trails that planes leave across the sky. How long do they last?
That's funny.
Oh, you're talking about chemtrails?
That's pretty good.
Yeah, but those are chemtrails. Those aren't just water vapor. Those are actual,
That's government, trying to
Government
sterilize the
dropping chemicals
population.
on it. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna go. I don't think I can top that for today. That's gonna
No,
make
that's
me
a good one. You got him good, Don. You got him good.
He was serious as hell. He turned to his wife. Yeah, about 3.5 months.
TJ was going in for it. 3.5 months. Wow.
Thank my ass and call me Shirley.
Yeah, there you go.
That's pretty good. That's funny. That's pretty good. Oh goodness. That's hilarious stuff.
Here's the track so far. Well, like I said, this is still up in the air because it could change, but that's what we're looking at. And see, look where I'm at. That means the eye wall will be going right over top of us. If it stays on
What
this track.
hurricane is this?
Look at that, dude. That's me right there. And there's the center of the storm.
What hurricane is this now that's gonna be coming?
Yeah, well, if it's gonna be called.
Hurricane Camilla.
I can't remember what. I think it's like Hurricane Milton or something like that. But right now it's just called Invest L92 at the moment. I can't remember what name they were gonna pick, but.
Well, what was the last one?
How the heck did they come
Alina?
up with these names of hurricanes? They just go through the alphabet. They start with A, and it's like.
Yeah.
But
why
the
did
thing
why
is,
did they? Why did
is
they
these
name?
waters-
Why did they have to name the hurricane though? Is my thing. Why do they? Why
but
do
like
they
these
name-
waters here are super warm right now. And they're even warmer on this side, so they think that once it gets to this side, it's gonna ramp back up again as it goes out into the Atlantic.
Right.
Like
TJ.
What is,
And they
They
call
named them for a
they call
simple
some
reason,
boys.
to avoid conflict with other storms.
I just hope it doesn't get over a 3, dude, because I really don't want to
I
deal
don't
with
remember
4 or
which
5.
way round it is,
Right.
but a certain type of storm is male and another type of storm is female names.
yeah, because like I think
not
first it
over
was
here,
like
no.
Hurricane Albert or whatever, and then it was Hurricane Betty, and then it was Hurricane.
Yeah, they have the
Katrina.
they
It
use the
goes
Greek
into there.
alphabet too.
It goes male, female, male, female, male, female. That's how it's supposed to do it. What's the flip between the two?
The Greek alphabet. How the hell do you find a name beginning with omega?
I think they use the
don't
Greek
know.
alphabet.
Or
Hold on, let me see.
Ypsilon?
You want to know what the worst hurricane what is? Hurricane Hugo. Because you go and everything goes with you.
Hurricane.
Don't tell TJ that. He'll believe it.
They'll be calling
Probably
it
would.
Hurricane Uber.
Where's that Storm Karen come through? She's a big.
Hurricane Goofy, Hurricane Daffy. Dude, that would be hilarious if they named the hurricanes after Disney characters.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah,
Or
that
after
would be
all
cool.
cartoon characters. Hurricane.
Yeah. She'd be a whole lot funnier.
Okay, I guess they used to be used and then they retired using the Greek alphabet because it left people confused, I guess. Something or another.
Yeah, well, the Greek
So-
alphabet has weird letters in it.
Hurricane Dick Dastardly. And here comes his sidekick, Muttley.
Hurricane Daffy.
Stop the pigeon!
Uh-oh.
Catch the pigeon, catch the pigeon.
Hurricane Piglet.
That's not a Disney character.
Yeah, do you guys
There's-
have races over there?
There's the tree Dusty's worried about right there. These trees here.
Oh, yeah.
I'm assuming this is his house here because it's in the neighbor's yard, so that must be his house here.
Yeah, that looks like it.
You
That
tie
depth-
got an echo.
trend.
tie some
Echo.
rope around it at several levels and tie it to the neighbour's house really tight. So when if it does fall, it's just going to pull it that way.
Yeah, Dusty. So if that stays on its current track, that eye is going to be right over top of us.
Isn't that the best place to be in the eye of the storm?
It's the calmest, but it's not when you get back out of the eye of the storm, no. That's when you think everything's all right. You're like, oh, it's all over. It's sunny. I just hope it doesn't get above a 2, dude. I'm really hoping it doesn't, because that's going to be bad. Now I'm really gonna be concerned about this fucking tree.
Well, you're near the end of hurricane season now, aren't you?
Well, yeah, but still, I don't wanna have to deal with that.
Here's a question. They say the 30th of October is the last day for hurricanes. You know, the
Yeah.
last day of hurricane season. Does that mean any hurricanes that are on the way and then it gets to the 30th, do you just have to stop and wait for the following season?
That's when the waters just get too cold and they won't, they can't produce over cold water. They have to be over warm water. See, we were lucky last year because
Oh,
last year,
we don't get any then. We don't have any warm water.
no, but see, this is why last year we were lucky because of that El Nino shit on the West Coast. It created a natural barrier for us. And the bad part was, is if El Nino wouldn't have been there, we could have got hit hard because the waters were actually triple digit in some areas on the heat. And that it was like a record in some areas for how hot the water was. And that would have made for some big fucking storms, like majorly bad hurricanes. So last year we got really lucky. So. Yeah, I know, Dusty. I'm not bitching. I'm just concerned. Difference between bitching and concern.
We end up with ARP hurricane wardens. Turn that hot water off.
Yeah, y'all might not see me for about a week, depending on how bad this thing comes in, if it stays on its current track. Because I almost bet we're going to lose power. So.
What gets me is you keep saying that the safest place to be would be to go in your cellars and storm cellars and things, and then you go around saying, yeah, but everywhere's getting flooded. And strangely enough, the cellars are below ground.
No, that's if you're in a tornado area. Most houses in Florida don't have basements. It's very, very rare to have a basement. Like most places don't have basements in Florida. That's because the water table's high in a lot of places. So, no, if you're in a tornado area like Donald was, you would want to be in a basement for sure. But yeah, during a hurricane, yeah, you're dealing with lots of water, where you're not really dealing with that during a tornado. You're just dealing with a tornado and a lot of wind speed. It's just ripping everything up. I mean, technically a basement would be the safest to get out of the wind, but if you don't have if your basement's not like completely sealed off from the outside world, that ain't gonna do much good for you if it starts flooding, you know?
Yeah, floods are pretty bad.
I mean, if you had like a, bomb shelter type basement that was completely seal itself off, and you wouldn't have to worry about water getting into it, that'd be one thing.
Then you
still have to, you'd have to have some kind of air filtration system that could survive the outside storm too, right? So, any which way, it wouldn't be a good idea. Because if there's 10 foot of water above your house, and you go and open that door, you're just gonna drown. So,
you wouldn't be able to open the door with that kind of water pressure above it, unless the door opened inwards.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. I mean, you could build a house if you had the money. You could totally build a house that could withstand a Category 5 without even thinking twice. You would just have to have a lot of money, and you'd have to engineer it like a motherfucker. Like if you built like some of these companies years ago, I don't know if they're still doing it, but they were doing those concrete dome houses where they were putting airbags on the ground, then they would put concrete over it, and then they would raise the airbag up to make a concrete dome. Like if you did something like that with reinforced steel and you had really high-end windows in there that could withstand lots of wind and pressure, and a really good front door maybe that could seal or something, that would probably be better off being something like that. Because the winds wouldn't do anything to a reinforced concrete dome like that. Even if they were 150 miles an hour. I mean, like I said, you could build a home if you had the money and had the right engineers come in and engineer it for that. But your standard home is going to get battered like a motherfucker.
Man, I put a huge dome over my house like they did in the Simpsons movie.
Well, like all our houses now, when they're being built, like if you go to a lot of the housing complexes around here, and even the house that we're in, all the walls are made out of big cinder blocks, like concrete bricks. And
Yeah.
even the inner walls, all the walls, even the inner walls are all concrete.
Well,
And then
all of
they
our, nearly all of our houses are made like that.
And then what they do is then they frame around it with wood to put up the drywall and the insulation and all that.
They don't even do that. They just plaster the brickwork.
Now here they'll frame it, they'll frame the inside of it, and then they'll put up insulation in the walls, run the electrical water lines, and then they'll drywall over top of it.
Yeah, this is probably the most important birdie putt of the group. And then she is outside the cut line currently. It's
I don't know about houses over there, but over here, like nothing's exposed. All the water lines, everything's in the walls. Like you don't see anything.
Oh yeah, it's all in the walls, but it's in the plaster. Or under the floorboards.
Yeah, some houses, yeah, they do it underneath the house as well, depending on what style house it is. But like all the houses here in Florida now have to be built to a certain structural integrity because of hurricanes in the past. They've switched the building codes.
I mean, our external walls are two 4-inch thick brick walls tied together with ties with a 2-inch cavity in between them to allow ventilation.
Well, what I don't understand is
all the internal walls are just single brick.
Yeah, but this is what I don't understand, Mark, right? Is they require homes be built like that, right? But yet they allow trailer parks with modular manufactured type homes that are all just stick and thin walls. And I'm like, dude, that's like the worst thing. I think trailer parks should be outlawed in Florida. RV parks are fine because they can move those. They have the ability to move them. But when you got mobile homes that are technically that you can move them, but they're all stilted and permanently put there, you know?
Be on wheels, but they usually take a big HGV low loader to transport them because they're too big to be towed on the road.
Right. And not only that is if you wanted to detach a mobile home like that in order to move it, dude, that would take a whole crew a day and a half to detach everything and get it up. And like, it's just not feasible to move an entire trailer park. You know what I'm saying? Because the storm's coming in. It's just not any, but yet they allow that shit. And I don't understand why they allow that. You're saying, oh, if you want to build a home, you got to build it to these specs. But if you want a trailer, that's okay. You can park in a trailer park and then hold on for dear life when a hurricane comes through and pucker your asshole. Like, I don't get it.
Yeah.
Just like that guy's video I saw the other day, he was in $100,000, probably $180,000 trailer, really nice travel trailer. And he posts a video. Are we gonna make it through Hurricane Helena? And I'm like, you're a fucking. And I posted on his comment section. I said, you're a freaking idiot. I said, you had the ability to get up and move that trailer, and you just did this for clicks.
Yeah.
I said, anybody who's stupid enough to do anything for clicks. Yeah, let's stay in a travel trailer that we could hook onto our truck and tow away and get to safety. Instead, let's hunker down and try to make it through a hurricane. You're a fucking moron. And the RV park they were in was known for serious flooding during hurricanes. And it's like you have all this warning, you know what the conditions are in the RV park you're in, and yet you chose to stay there. I was like, I have no sympathy for you if you got caught in a storm and got killed. I'm sorry, I don't. Because you had the ability to hook that thing up to your truck and get the fuck out of there 2 or 3 days in advance.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Oh yeah. I don't know if our house has that, but our house definitely has the wall structure that's required. Like if you look through my neighborhood right now and you look at everybody's houses, it's all cinder block. Every fucking house that you can see. And these houses were built back in like the 70s, I think, late 70s, early 80s. So they're not that new of homes.
And mine was built in the early 30s.
The thing that I find hilarious is how homes in Florida don't have recessed roofs. Like I understand you have to have rain gutters and shit, but you would think you would want a roof that was recessed to the wall so the wind wouldn't have nothing to grab. But
Yeah,
yeah, all the roofs are overhang.
All the water would drain off into it, yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying is like, you would think that they would design these houses without roofs that have overhangs. But yet every house I look at right now that I can see from my backyard all have overhang roofs, which gives the wind something to grab onto.
Yeah, I
If
mean,
it was flush with the wall, it would be harder for the wind to tear the roof off.
they only overhang by a couple of inches.
Oh no, if I'm looking at like ours right now, ours hangs about probably 2.5 feet over.
Oh no, we don't do anything like that. Just the cut. My guttering is only less than 6 inches away from the house wall.
Yeah, so that's what I always thought was stupid. It was like I never understood that either because I mean we all know if something's flush, like if you have a roof that's slanted and it's flush with the wall, there's nothing for the wind to grab really. But if you have an overhang, the wind can get up under there, grab it, and just rip it right off.
I mean, our roofs are wooden frame with the
That's what ours are too.
But then it's all. I mean, my roof is slate. It's not even tiles, concrete tiles like yours tend to be. It's actually slate, which is bloody heavy.
Well, that's the way they do the roofs here. Like most of the houses, the walls are all concrete, but then the roofs are all wood, which doesn't make sense to me either. Like, I don't know.
I mean, my flooring on the ground floor and my floor in between the ground floor and the first floor is all wooden beams and joists and then floorboards. But nowadays they tend to do a lot of concrete floors.
Like Dusty said, with his new roof, the insurance required he has hurricane straps for the roof, which I'm assuming, I don't know what those are exactly, but I'm assuming they're straps that are in the attic that probably pull
all the
the
way
roof
down
down.
the walls and staked into the ground.
I guess I don't know. I'm not sure what those are exactly. I've never seen one, so. But I doubt our roof has them.
My attic.
Well, they have the same thing available for mobile homes that are in mobile home parks, but everybody doesn't have them.
I don't know. They might have them in our house. I don't know how recently this roof was redone, but they might have it because, like Dusty said, whenever you get your roof redone, even in an older house, that's something that they require you update when you do it. So I don't know when this roof was last done. So they might have them. I don't know.
Hell, my roof is still the original roof from the 1930s.
But I think having a recessed roof flush with the wall, I think would be a big help in some storms. Because a lot of times that's when you'll see in storm videos, you'll see the wind will get up under the roof and it will grab the lip of the roof and you'll see it start to pull it up, and then it will slam down, and then it will pull up, and it will do that a bunch of times. All of a sudden, the roof's just fucking gone. Eventually, the wind gets to it, and it just rips it out right off the building. And that's because it wasn't recessed and it had something to grab onto. But to me, my understanding of wind and the way it works, if it was recessed to the wall, it should act like just like anything like a wing on a plane, where the wind should just go right over top of it and go down the other side.
Should do, yeah.
I mean, that's all it makes sense to me if I'm thinking
It's
about
still-
it in my head.
It still has a possibility of getting underneath tiles, but then it would just pull single tiles off rather than the whole roof.
Right. Yeah. Shingles is something people lose, definitely will lose in a hurricane. You'll see a lot of roofs with the missing shingles after the hurricane. You'll either see the tar paper or you'll see the actual plywood exposed. And one thing that gets ripped off a lot too are people's porches. Those are like any type of screened in porches. Those things will get ripped off in a heartbeat. I've seen those get ripped
for
off
like
of houses bunches of
like a
times.
porch that's attached to a mobile home. You're talking?
Or just a house in general, because they're not
Yeah.
very strong. I mean, they'll just rip those. I've literally seen them rip, like in my town when Irma came through. Sarah's mom had an overhang on her old house, and it literally ripped it like a perfect line down the edge of the roof, and just ripped it right off the roof, just like a tin can. It just like it was nothing. It just peeled it right off the roof. It didn't it damaged the roof a little bit, but it just peeled the whole overhang off.
Now, where did the overhang end up? Do you know that?
About 20 yards on the other side of the house.
Okay,
On
so
the ground.
it stayed in your yard. It didn't go down the street or.
No, once it landed on the ground, it was flat with the ground. It didn't. The wind
Okay.
couldn't really get up under it to pick it up, so it just kind of stayed there. But Sarah's mom's neighborhood was one of the only neighborhoods that didn't lose power, surprisingly. So we ended up dropping the kids off there. They stayed there the whole week. And me and Sarah stayed at our house by ourselves, and it was just fucking hot. And oh my God, that was the worst week ever. It was so fucking hot.
Yeah, no aircon. Yeah.
And we were like one of two of the last neighborhoods to get power in our city after it happened.
That's what I do. Like when we have our hurricanes, because we have those metal the shutters, and so I'll have to take the screens out on some places of the house just so I can close it from the inside. Like the only time I have to do that is I have to do that like at the ones from upstairs, like the ones in the.
Oh, you have the shutters where you just turn the little wheel and then they come down over the window.
No, it's an accordion. They're accordion style shutters. So it's got a little wheel to lock them in place, and then there's it's like a little push thing to push them to. There's like a little push thing where you have to turn it with a key, and then it's got the wheel to lock it in place.
And if this thing comes through, I'm gonna have to take our fucking air conditioner out of the window again. It's always a pain in the ass. I just put that damn thing back in the window like a week and a half ago. I'm gonna have to take it back out again. I left it in when the last hurricane came through, but I just went outside and screwed some boards up around the window because we weren't really getting hit that bad, so I didn't really worry about taking it out. But
Hey Paul, was that the ship that you just went to go capture a little while ago? Because I saw it. Okay.
Yep.
we'll definitely know probably Monday night or Tuesday for sure. with the final track and everything and size of it.
Getting a little bit lucky, but you need a bit of luck in this game.
Oh yeah, that hurricane's heading right towards London and stuff, but it will be a tropical storm by the time it gets to you guys.
Of course, over.
15 today.
Which hurricane?
It'll be a sea.
Hurricane Kirk.
It's not actually gonna hit the UK now. It's gonna sail past us, but it's gonna give a lot of wind and rain.
This is the track for it at the moment. This is where it's at the moment. And then they have it coming up about where London is, so you guys should get some of that. Because you guys aren't far from London, right? But like I said, it's just going to be a tropical storm, so it's just going to be a little bit stronger than a normal storm, so it's not going to be nothing. You guys will be all right. It's just once it gets up here, these waters start to get too cold, so it can't maintain as a hurricane.
30-mile-an-hour winds when it passes past us.
But like I said, if you look at the current track of this one, look where it's going.
No,
Right through my fucking house.
We've had 20 mile an hour winds today.
You see that though? Where the fucking center line is? Like I'm literally right here.
There you go. So you could do
So
some
what-
windsurfing then.
We'll definitely see the eye of the storm if it stays on that track. If you have shutters, TJ, I was just putting them up.
Yeah, like I was subscribing, we have the accordion style shutters where you just kind of lock them in place.
We don't even have any shutters on our house.
So what do you do to protect do you have shatterproof windows, or what do you do to just put boards up, or like do you have the
I hate my fucking house and she does nothing to prepare for it, so not my problem.
It belongs to his mother-in-law.
I done told her to get that tree trimmed up and everything else, and she don't fucking listen, so she say it's in God's hands now.
It's in God's hands now.
Like I said, she does zero to prepare for it, so it's not my problem. Her house gets fucked up, I'll be living in a FEMA trailer.
DJ, what he really does, he stands outside and shouts at it.
I'll go get. I'll go live in a FEMA trailer for 2 years for free.
What is it? What's a FEMA trailer? What is that?
They give you a travel trailer to live in, like an RV. My sister, remember when my sister's trailer got damaged from Irma, and I had to go pick her up in the middle of the hurricane?
Oh,
a tree fell through her. Yeah, a tree fell through her roof. And I went in the middle of the hurricane to pick her up, her and the kids up, to bring them back to our house.
Oh,
and she ended up in a FEMA trailer, and they let her stay in it for almost 2 years without paying any money because she had kids. So they'll actually let you stay in it quite a long time. Like I said, I've warned her about the trees, that they needed to be trimmed up months and months and months ago. She didn't listen.
Was that outside of your house, that picture that you showed earlier?
No, that was Dusty's house.
Oh.
But the tree that's next to the house is about that size. It's big.
Justin, did you ever find out what them onion things were?
Yeah. Seemed
Well,
like every time we got close to figuring it out, it just didn't look the same.
Well, Justin, all you got to do is just call TJ. He'll come over and climb that tree.
Yeah, right.
And this
No,
time he'll
him-
wear a parachute.
No, I gave up trying to figure out what those were. I pull them up when they start growing and throw them in the trash.
That's funny.
As they randomly sprout up throughout the yard in different spots, and whenever I see them, I grab the shovel, I just stick it in the ground, pop it out, and throw it in the trash can.
Them
Send
onions.
it off to the dump. Yeah, they look just like a white onion. I mean, the layers of it and everything, you would think it was a white onion from the grocery store, but they're not. It has no smell to it or anything. There's no onion smell to them or nothing, but they look just like a fucking white onion. If I held one of those and a white onion next to you, you'd be hard pressed to be able to tell the difference. That's how much they look like onions. But what threw me off is I wanted to try one, but then I was like, you know what? I'm not going to eat something I don't know for sure what it is. And so I came outside with the knife and I cut one open and I was looking at it and I kind of sniffed it a little bit and it didn't have any onion smell at all. Completely smellless. So that right there told me something was up. I'm like, I'm not going to even attempt to eat one of these because I don't know what it is. And we did so much research. Everybody and their mom helped me try to figure out what these fucking things were, and we could never figure out what they were. Because I remember I sent you pictures, Mark. Remember you said you were going to ask your sister what they were?
Yeah, she couldn't figure out either. She just said, "Well, it looks like an onion."
Yeah, I couldn't do no. I did all. I was going to take one to the local, what do you want to call it? Like, environmental agency thing around here that deals with plants and shit. I can't think of the name of it, but they're like the local government that does all the, wildlife and plants and all that shit.
Yeah.
I was gonna take one in there just to ask them what it was, but I just never did, and I just gave up on trying to figure out what.
Call the Royal Horticultural Society.
Yeah, it was it's some
One day you're gonna
horticultural
find out they're
agency.
worth millions of pounds each.
Yeah, find out there's some rare ass onion that's worth like $1,000 a piece or something to some top tier 5-star chef.
Yeah, yeah.
Thought they were thought they were an extinct plant. I just got them growing like a motherfucker in my backyard.
European soul titles.
I'm sure they're nothing crazy. It's probably something that somebody probably went to like.
It'll be some miracle cure for cancer or something.
Like I said, it's probably some kind of just bulb plant that somebody went to like Home Depot and bought seeds for. So they thought they looked good and they planted them in the backyard at some point. Because I've asked some of the neighbors and then none of them have those same things in their backyard. So, or it could have. Do I?
Do they flower?
No, they don't sprout any flowers. They're just big green leaves.
Yeah.
That's it. There's no flowers that come off of them or anything. Just big green leaves.
Oh, that's a good heart save as well. It's interesting when you walk around Mission Hills, it's got a bit of a Hollywood vibe to it, hasn't it? Because a lot of the
Like if it would have had a deep onion smell, I would have been like, okay, this is an onion.
Yeah,
but I dug them up all at different. Do I?
Even onions will flower.
Like, but I dug them up all at different stages. Like when they were small, they were big. Like I have had some that were almost like fucking basketball size that were massive.
Yeah.
And I've cut them all open and they all just don't have no smell to them. No matter what stage of growth they're in. They just all, yeah.
I know some
Yeah, I'm not
Some alien plant from Mars.
Yeah, like I said, I don't know who owned the house before. It could have been maybe some foreigner, and it could be some foreign plant that they had in their home country that they started growing. I don't know.
I know who owned it before you. Seymour.
Am I hearing things or did I hear Laura in the background?
You what?
Did I hear Laura's voice in the background?
You don't hear Laura on mine.
No.
No, that was something in Mark's background. So I thought the
Okay.
same thing when I heard it, but Mark's back's lit up.
So David sharing Laura with Mark? Okay, I got it.
No, it's the golf on television. It's the women's golf.
Yeah, because I heard it too, and I thought it was Laura at first too, but then Mark's box lit up when I heard it, so I knew it was something
I'll
he was
turn
watching.
volume down a little bit.
Tell you what, she's really got in your heads.
I can't hear it anyway. It was just for a split second.
Yeah, I couldn't hear it either. Just like,
Yeah, it just picked up a voice for a second.
it sounded like Laura.
Yeah, no, they were interviewing one of the women golfers.
What's up,
You do know,
JDS?
guys, you can charge her rent if she's living in your head that much.
JDS, what's up?
Wax that stash, bro.
Wax that stash.
Oh, he needs to watch the mustache song from A Thousand Ways to Die in the West.
Oh yeah.
Just
that's
a
pretty
mustache, just a mustache.
Just a mustache.
All you need is a mustache.
That's pretty funny.
The girl was sucking on the tip of his mustache, and he was like, "Ah." Yeah, until he fucks his mustache up, JDS, and fucking doesn't get the whole thing, ends up looking like Hitler or something by accident.
That's funny. That's funny. That's pretty good.
Shine that stash up, bruh.
That's funny. That's pretty good.
All right, I'm gonna jump off, guys. I'll catch you later.
Okay, I think it's about time to let it go.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, TJ's got to go
DJ,
nap
you
after
behave
all that
yourself
laughing.
while you're gone.
Okay.
Everybody warn TJ. It's a cruel world out there. And the best way to stay safe is to walk down the sidewalk.
Yeah, chill out, Bob Ross. Go take a nap. Go in the corner and paint a little bush or something.
Hey, that's it. Paint your bush on the corner. Yeah. Okay, everybody. Hey, Justin, thank you. Mark, David, and DJ.
Catch you later.
Try.
See